All right, welcome back, everybody. We are in week 6 already. It's getting deep into the adventure. We're having a good time. I think we all know our characters a little bit better. So a couple things we're going to change now as everyone here is second level. We kind of had kid gloves a little bit at first level, but as we get to second level now, we're going to be more specific about our individual actions and what we're doing, and we'll do less of just saying we'll take over. Or we'll skip what really the rules are just to move on through first level. And we may stop and figure out things if there's some questions about what actually is part of the rules. We had a couple of pieces of feedback during the break. One of the pieces of feedback somebody asked is if we could put the Roll20 roll up on the screen, but because our screen is very tightly put together and also with the number of cameras and everything going into our system, that might be a little difficult. So what I'm going to ask everybody is just to make sure you're very specific about announcing what you get in your dice. So as you guys roll stuff, let me know and say what it is. I usually don't have it up, so I usually need you to tell me, but occasionally I'll have it up and I'll glance down. So part of my situation is I need to not do that. I need to get you to get feedback.
Like a viewer?
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty cool. We have actually had a couple of people who had some feedback. So it was pretty great.
It's a good idea. And I'm thinking about the 3D dice, which is a thing in Roll20. However, I know you have to click to make them go away.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it works so well.
And it also can roll anywhere on the desktop. And I don't want to capture the entire desktop that way. So
it's still tricky. There's technical bits with that idea.
Right. I'm trying to limit the amount of editing we need to do. It takes me about 2 days to edit everything as it is together. So I'm trying to really squish that down because it's
life.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a life. So, but
thinking about it though, if we come up with a good way, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Later. So maybe we can figure out a way to do that. In the meantime, I'll just ask everybody to make sure that they really announce their dice when they get it. And especially if you're gonna say something like I got a 42 or I got a 23. And I might ask you, how'd you get that? But I also like to say in audio terms, because I know that another viewer talked to me about the fact that they like the fact that we do that because they actually listen to our show. They don't really watch. I'm trying to serve two masters. So everybody thinks
that's cool.
Yeah. So that's cool. Other than that, I think we are ready to get started on episode 6. So before we get any farther, I will say that we are actually missing 2 people tonight. So Cameron and Eric are out tonight. So Cameron and Eric will have, they'll be back hopefully next week. And so they're just not feeling well and whatever. So this is the part about D&D. I'm sure that many of you dungeon masters out there are watching, you know what it's like when people just decide or they have more important things to do, like feel better. And so so we hope that Eric and Cameron are both feeling better and can get back to us next week.
Is that box over there say that they're gone right now?
Yeah. The box down there says that they're NPCs. Yeah. It's kind of sad. Yeah. But on the flip side, we get Dave back.
I'm back.
You're back. And we get Graham back.
Hi there.
Hey. And we have Nate and Mike, who basically never go away. They're like furniture. so
like a bad penny.
Yeah. So welcome back, Graham. We're happy to have you again. I hope you had a good time doing your shows and everything, and things are working out. So
you might have noticed I've grown.
What's that?
You might have noticed I've grown.
Yeah, you're a big boy now.
He's out in space.
Yeah, you're out in space
all by myself now.
Awesome. Okay,
dress myself and everything.
So let's get started with a little bit of summary of what happened. So when last we left off, we were at the beginning of the adventure. We're in that epic battle with Clark, and that was fantastic. And if you remember, everyone teamed up together. We had a couple of people who went down. Clark's mighty Warhammer, his big maul, I think, dropped like 3 people, including Sildar, who didn't come back up. So you were managed, though, because of that, to gather all of the Blue Lion supplies that were in Clark's den, and were able to get them back on the cart. but you don't know where Gundren has ended up. If you remember, Sildar had said that Gundren
Castle, right?
Yeah, it was taken to something called quote unquote the castle, the Craigmaw Castle. But you don't know where that's at. Some of you are thinking that it might be, you might get answers here that now you're in Phandelin. So now that you're in Phandelin with the supplies, and you also have the body of Sildar with you, you're going to have to decide what's going to happen. If you recall, when you first came in to Phandelin, you had a couple things happen. First of all, you had to camp on the road because your overburdened carts took you too long to get here. You camped out. There was a bunch of insects out there, but more importantly, you had one of you, our monk, saw the herd and saw the shadows of the orcs going down the road.
Yeah, there were a lot, and they seemed ready for battle, and I didn't want to engage with them.
Right. So so the next day you rode into Phandelin halfway through the day, and you came across somebody who was just very interested in what you were doing. Some floppy haired guy who asked a bunch of questions, but Waif cut him short.
I did not like his attention.
Yeah, and ended up lopping off knocking off the coins from his hand and leaving him to struggle to find them on their way back. So when we ended things, the group of you had taken your overburdened carts down the trail into Phandelin, and you are now just outside of Barthen's Provisions, pulling up there, and you can see that up here on the map there. So your cart has pulled up. The rest of the team is with you. Everyone here is with you, including Hemo and Finis. As you pull up, Barthen's Provisions is open. They're for business. So now that you're in Barthen's Provisions, you are able to do whatever you want in town.
Well, we should open up the door and find out if our friend's in there first off. Really doubt it, but if Gundren's in there, okay.
We need to drop off our stuff and sell our other new stuff.
There's also a larger building right next to the provisions. What does that appear to be?
Which building would you be talking about? Would you want to touch it for me on the screen? So that is Barthen's Provisions, I believe.
So it's all one building.
I believe it's all one building. Yes.
It makes sense that people would sleep above it.
Yeah. My guess is, and I want to say it is that the smaller building you see is probably their personal home, and the larger one is probably their provisions house.
Okay.
So that's what you see.
Well, Gashar will go push open the door and look inside and call out, Gundren, are you in here?
You see a lean and balding human male shopkeeper. He needs to be about 50 years old with a kind of a kindly manner. He looks up and he gives you a little bit of a smile and he says, I'm afraid, dear sir, that no one named Gundren is here. Is there something I can help you with? He looks past you and he sees your overflowing cart. He says, deliveries?
Yes, we arrived from Neverwinter, but we were searching for we were hired as guards, and we were searching for we're supposed to meet him here. It's a weird scenario to be guards and guarding someone who isn't with you.
Meeting someone, you say? That
Yes, one of the rock seeker dwarfs. Have you met any of the other rock seeker dwarfs?
The rock seeker dwarves. Yes. Two of them are camped to the south of our little town. They've come in a few times for provisions. I've said that they should find themselves a place at the local inn, but they didn't seem to want to hear about it. So they decided instead that to keep themselves off into the south and camping. They were with a few other soldiers, the last I saw, but I haven't seen them in a few days. They're dwarves, right?
Yes, definitely dwarves.
Yes. If you're looking for your friend, I don't know the names of the dwarves, but if one of them is Gundren, I do know that they're the rock seekers, and they are to the south here, and they have a camp there.
Hey, Waif. They were dwarfs, right?
Who is dwarves? Gundren is a dwarf, yes.
Yes, they are definitely dwarfs.
Says in the meantime, would do you so it would by that chance would that be the rock seeker provisions that were due here from Neverwinter?
Yes.
Oh well, then it seems like you have quite a bit more than I was expecting.
We have additional items.
Well, fantastic.
Sell.
Here, show him this.
What's
I have one of
What is this?
the blue lion.
you show it to it.
the
You
blue
have
lion
it. Why am I
logos.
showing it to? You show it. You have it.
Yes. Look. He shows the blue lion insignia. He has a couple of those, I like badges basically you described earlier, right?
Oh, that's the mark of the Lion Shield Coster.
Yes, we
They
found it.
are south of here. If you follow the road down past the central market, yeah, you could find them. Do you have supplies for them as well?
Yes. I think
Well,
so. Do
oh,
we have supplies for them?
Yes, we have supplies for it.
Yes.
normally they get their supplies from the south. I was surprised that they would be getting them from Neverwinter.
I think they all died.
So they have representatives here. Are
Yes,
they your
yes.
competitor?
No. This we all work as a community here. We don't compete with each other. They sell certain things and we sell certain things, and they mostly bring their goods from the south, and we get our goods from the north. And so, very different types of commerce that we take care of. The Lion Shield Costa folks, you can find them down anytime down there, and they'd be happy to help you. I'm hoping that they're expecting you. I did heard that they were supposed to have goods, but they were having difficulty with bandits recently. We, of course, have also had difficulty with bandits out in the
They are
main
also
road.
dead.
Yes, we took care of that small problem for you. If you are willing to reward us for something like that, we are amiable to that.
Oh well, dealing with bandits, you'd probably want to speak to the town master. The town master is responsible for all that. He may be able to help you out there.
And where is this location?
The town master is just down the road a bit, just past the central. You'll find a brown big building to the south. You'll find that the town master is there. He may be able to give you some more information. My goodness, is that a body I see on your cart?
It was not without loss.
Oh,
That is Sildar. He worked with Gundren.
well, that is a shame. Perhaps the lady at the Shrine of Luck can help you. At least give rights. Sister Garel, she's a zealous young elf woman who runs the shrine. She has a small building next to it. You can find that in the main market square, right there. Perhaps she could help you give rights to that poor adventurer and make sure that he's passed on to the great beyond in the correct manner. We wouldn't want to have spirits lost asunder here in Phandelin.
Again,
Maybe we have our priest person, but Finis and Himo can take him and take care of that right now. Go deal with the body.
Who? I don't see anybody back there. You turn to kind of look at where Finis and where Hemo would be, and you don't immediately see them.
Typical.
They seem to have not. You thought maybe they had walked in, but for some reason they are not currently in the room with you. And
Very well. We shall take care of it.
you're not quite sure where they quite disappeared. But he says, well, I believe I owe you some money for your journey. So please, I believe I owe you 50 gold for your troubles.
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
Well, if you don't mind unpacking what is ours from what is the Lion Shield Costers, I'd be happy to reward you with your coins.
He sort of squints and looks over at Waif. Weren't we supposed to meet the rock seekers here with these goods?
I don't know.
We're supposed to deliver the provisions to Barthen's provisions.
Yes.
That's what you were told to do.
And meet them. Okay. Yep. Pick up goods, follow Gundren, bring provisions to Barthen's provisions. I'll ask him, well, what about the rats? We killed the rats.
We got paid for that.
Well, dear boy,
We
I
got paid for that. That was not him.
so
He's being a little bit awkward here.
The old.
Wave is not the party face. Okay.
You think not?
That,
I'm not
that
sure
is
they could
not a
shower
good
either.
idea.
Says, well, before we continue any farther, let me tell you that I am Elmer Barthen, and I'd be happy to point you in the direction of where to house these. He walks outside of
Are you
the.
hunting rabbits?
No. Okay, so he says, "No, please," and he walks out the door, the big wide open doors, and he says, "Please bring your supplies." Oh, what is wrong with your friends? He looks down and you kind of see his profile, and he kind of squats down and he's looking down. And he goes, "Are you all right?" He's outside looking at something from the
Definitely
outside.
run out there. What happened?
Yeah, I'll move out there quickly too. What's going on?
All right, you walk on the corner, and you can see Finnis and Hemo are both out cold, laying on the porch, the front porch. They seem to be sort of like almost like they fell forward. And they are.
Look at the cart really quick. Is anything amiss with our ox? The cart.
Everything seems to be perfectly fine. There's no reason to think that anything should be amiss other than the fact that they're just laying there.
I'm going to basically look at him to see if it looks like some sort of magic.
All right, give me an Arcana roll.
Okay. Come on, up character sheet.
Nice.
What'd you get for your Arcana check?
21.
Okay. You lean down to try to, what are you going to do? Are you just going to examine it from afar? Or are you going to?
No, actually, Colin gets down. He knows these guys. He'll basically kind of, look at them, kind of observe them, pull back their collar just to see if there's something going on.
You lean in, and right away you see that they are covered in sweat and they are burning up.
So they're still alive, obviously.
They're burning up. They're still alive, but you can see as you grab them, you're like, wow, they are really warm.
Could this be like some sort of disease?
They're very
It's
moist.
possible that it could be a disease. You're not sure.
I'm not trained in medicine, so I don't know very much about it.
No, that is our medic, right? Down on the ground. He is our medicine guy. Though maybe Bard knows something.
Yeah, Elmer says, well, this is, he stands up and he kind of backs away, and you can see he almost backs away to the cart. He goes away from he kind of backs away and looks at you, says, we've had issues like this recently. There has been a few who have gone ill, and some of them have not survived.
Did they go ill within 20 steps of the town?
No, they mostly people who have come from the Northern Trail, from the Triboar Trail. I'm not sure what. Perhaps you should speak to Sister Grail. I believe her name is
Garel?
Garael. Yes. perhaps you should speak to Sister Gariel. She is well versed in the arts of medicines and may be able to give you some indication of what's going on. I've heard rumor of various types of creatures and things that could do things like this, and it's quite. And he kind of steps back, and he keeps walking back. It's almost as if he's afraid of the bodies. And he says, why don't you take your friends, and when you figure this out, you bring the supplies back. And he
don't want the supplies right now.
he runs into his shop, and he literally slams the door and clocks it.
It appears there must be some sort of contagion here in this town, and that they look at our friends as well as the body, and kind of have basically put us all as that we're infected and infested with something.
Plague-borne.
I don't feel infested.
Obviously, though, we've shared a camp with these two, and
I feel fine.
let's
Gashar will pick up Hemo and throw him on the cart. Pick up Finis, throw him on the cart next to him.
Boom.
let's walk the carts down towards where the sister is.
Go find our sister.
Let us go see if we can get lucky.
Okay.
What kind of sister is this?
Goddess Timora? Goddess
Timora.
of luck?
Yeah, goddess of luck. Correct. Her symbol is a gold coin. All right. So you are still heavily burdened. Are you going to unload any materials here? Are you going to leave them on your oxen, or what are you going to do?
Well, now we closed up the shop, so
Yeah, we don't want to unload it here. It might be better to go see the sister and then go back to maybe where they said the dwarves were.
No, we have the Blue Line people. We
The
can
blue
go,
line.
we can go talk to them and then see if they want to buy this stuff off us.
Mm.
Or give us a reward for returning it. Whatever you guys want to do.
That sounds fair.
Okay, so you're going to take the weapon or the items that are on the cart here, and you want to send them down with you toward the Shrine of Luck.
yes.
Okay, you're easy to able to move the cart, although the oxen almost give a grunt, like, seriously, 2 more bodies.
I smack one on the back. Let's go.
He ignores your slaps as your hands are puny compared to his thick hide, but he will start moving.
I can get moving.
Not too fast.
You can be at least 10 feet forward after you blast him, right? All right. The oxen roll down the avenue here. As you do, you can see that you pass by the smithy, which is right here.
Okay.
And as you roll down past here, you end up passing by an inn. So you can see that this inn has appeared, and that is this inn right here.
Now, as we're rolling down the street, is everybody like boarding up their windows and closing the doors?
No, they aren't. But the people that you see outside this stone hill inn here, the main entrance is off to the side. There are people here. So as you rolling down the street with the 3 bodies on your cart, you do see a gathering of people who kind of look out and
Actually,
watch you.
As we're walking, then I will actually look. He thinks about those darts, like Gashar throws darts too. So
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about maybe somebody would have done something with poison, perhaps on a dart. Can you look at those two? Is it Finis and Hemo? Can you inspect them to see if there's any like those like tiny wounds that like a dart could
Go ahead and why don't you give me a medicine check?
medicine? Oh, natural 20 for a 21.
Nice. What you see is, as you inspect your friends, is you see that around their necks are mottled black spots that are kind of appearing kind of up. They start about their collarbone and they're trailing up around them, and they kind of snake in random patterns. It's not like a line. It's just like mottled black spots that are kind of consuming their neck.
So sounds like an infestation of some sort. Do I recognize this from anywhere?
So do you have any lore that you can give me?
I was a wizard's apprentice before. I do have ranks in history.
Why don't you give me a history roll?
Right. And I got an 8 for that.
All right. This looks like something that you could recall. You're like, you've read about this before. You're like, I've read about this somewhere, but you're not exactly sure what this is. You're like, I've heard about this happening some other place, but you cannot quite place where it is or what it was. Plague.
Okay, cool. But I don't see any like impact wounds from something like a dark.
Not from their armor. It doesn't show anything, and you just see this kind of like these mottled spots happening.
Okay, cool. I'll mention it quietly to whoever is nearest me. So which one of you three is standing by the carts?
I'm riding on the cart.
Well, you'll be really close by.
I would probably have gone in with you.
I'm always standing by the cart.
Well, we're walking south now or southwest now.
You're a professional cart watcher.
Well, if you're since we're walking, I guess if you're standing on the cart, I would literally point and be like,
Sitting.
look at these black mottled spots on here. I don't believe those were there before.
Look at my skin. It's all black model. Black and red
Yes,
model.
but you feel fine. They don't feel fine. Look at them. Right there.
It just makes them look more attractive.
We'll leave them alone. They're trying to, I think they're poisoned or diseased.
One thing I could suggest is if you'd like to, I can basically summon a Tensor's floating disc. You've seen me do this before. I can call one of those up if you want to basically maybe put the deceased body on there as well as their two bodies. That way they're not with the cargo.
Yeah.
Now, I must admit, Colin kind of stands back, and you can probably very easily take two fingers and put them around one of his arms. You know, he's kind of got more of a scholar's body. You've never been able to see him lift huge things up. So you know that for him to basically drag those off, they would probably end up more injured than the ease at which you basically did it. But he says, if you'd like, I can do that.
Yeah, Wave is not beefy either.
So we're kind of walking along the path right now.
I'm going to
We're
say that
Stop.
you are in front
Fair.
of the shrine of
Say,
luck.
I think let's see if they can help us here.
Okay,
And then if not, then we'll do that to save these oxen.
sure. Because it looks like the animals are,
All right, as you approach the shrine, you can see that the shrine itself is made of stones, loose stones that are gathered in an arc, and in the center is sort of a pillar. It's a makeshift shrine. It has some engravings on it, some scrolls, but mostly it has probably been here not very long. You think it's pretty new. Maybe 2 or 3 years old. There's not the stone doesn't have a lot of wear on it, things like that. So it's probably fairly new in this kind of hybrid town where there's a lot of old stuff on the outskirts, but in the inside, it's a lot of new things. This is one of the new things. In the center, you see that there is a small bowl, like a copper bowl, but the copper bowl has definitely been aged with rain for a few years. Inside the copper bowl, you can see several coins have been dropped in there. Also on the floor surrounding this raised little dais thing, you see various pieces of food in various points of decay. Sort of just laying next to this.
Like an offering.
Probably like an offering, right? As you roll up, you don't immediately see anybody. However, you do see the same symbol of luck on this house right here. You can see that symbol of luck is on that is in a little post that's outside of that house right there. Your carts are going to land about right here in this kind of town square. The people from the Stonehill Inn are kind of gazing at you. They're kind of watching you. You can see they're looking at you. They're more interested. Being that one of the people raises their mug to you and drinks, but says nothing else to you. You think that in a small town like this, where there is definitely things that happen, but not things that happen fast enough, you're the new excitement for the next few minutes.
Maybe a week.
We are trending.
Hashtag Phandelin.
I'll wave the guys there.
Hashtag plague victims in body.
Is your sister in there? I'll point at the building that you said where the symbol was.
You're gonna say that to the people at
the
the
guy
Stone
that
Hill.
waved at, and he raised his mug up to me.
He says, "Oi, you seek the sister?"
Yes,
Yes. The horse is right there behind you.
that one.
Oi, that's right.
Thank you.
To Roy.
All right. You're
I'll walk over.
gonna walk over to the door.
I'll
Yeah.
go with him.
All right.
Thank you, Colin.
I will sit in this chair and I will toss. I took a bunch of copper pieces out of that thing. So I'm going to take like 7 and I'm just going to flick them into the cup.
Okay. All right. What I want you to do is I want you to give me a dexterity roll.
$20.
All right. You flip them in there and they land as if there is no possible way they can even not pop in there. They flip in there. The first
Nothing but net.
6 kind of hit there. The last one hits kind of the edge, flips up and drops face flat and just doesn't bounce or anything. You don't think that these coins with the weight they are very they don't create a lot of bounce between them, and you land them all right inside that cup. Meanwhile, you're
Walk over the
walking.
door. I'll actually step to the side of the door and let Colin go up to the door.
Okay.
Like he kind of looks around a little bit, just awkwardly for a second.
Colin just kind of straightens his collar up, and he'll walk up.
All right. As you get up to the door, you kind of reach up to knock or to ring the bell. There's actually a little bell there. As you kind of get real close there, the door pulls open. You see an elf woman, her hair drawn back tight. She has with her a high collared top on for that you believe would probably be worn by most gentlemen,
Mhm.
but she wears this with sort of a gentleman's clothing at the top, and she has with her breeches on, and she walks out and she kind of gives you, she's an elven woman, and she gives you a once over before she looks up to you and she says welcome to Phandelin. I see you brought something. And she looks at you, and then she looks at the different groups, and she says, how may the Lady of Luck serve you?
I tell her, I say, my companions, when we just first entered Phandelin, had passed out, literally, slumped over. And they seem to have around their necks a series of marks.
Black spotted marks?
Yes, and
Yes.
we didn't see any of this or have any of this when we were on the trail coming here.
She suddenly has this look where at first she walked in and she was almost very serene and almost regal.
Mhm.
She has a look of concern on her face. And she looks at you and everybody else, and she walks immediately up to you, and she literally grabs at you. Are you going to stop her from grabbing at you?
No.
She grabs at your coif, at your shirt here. She tugs it down, and she almost pulls it down, almost with force, kind of looking at your neck.
Okay.
And then she looks back at the
I'll pull
rest
my
of
own
you,
down at her.
and she looks at everybody, and she kind of almost takes a moment of investigating without even saying. And she doesn't even flinch at the fact that you are a tiefling. She literally walks up and she almost like pulls her head to the side like a mother would, kind of looks, and she says,
Did she get
It
like
would be nice to buy a girl a drink.
she seems more preoccupied than interested in talking to you right now. She says,
don't bother with that one. He's dead. Not from whatever this is. He died from a maul, a hammer.
You could tell by his squished head.
she says, what did you by any chance camp out on the Triboar Trail recently?
Yes.
Did you?
Last night.
Oh, she says to herself in disgust, she says, the Furgroth beetle, bring them in at once. We must, I don't know if we'll be able to save them.
Do I have it?
No, you all look fine for now. it acts quickly upon you. If you're not sick right now, you're probably fine. Bring them in at once, please.
I'll grab one of them. I'll grab Hemo. He's the first one.
Maybe the two of us can grab Dennis.
What's your strength?
9.
You're stronger than me. 8.
All right.
I got a 14.
All
maybe.
3 of us might be able
We
to
both-
bring him in.
Both grab a leg. We're like,
Well, you do have our illustrious bard who can help as well.
That's true.
Yep.
How strong is the
And,
bard?
I've got a 9 strength.
Oh,
oh, the 3 of us.
The 3 of us can
The
get
3 of
him
you
in.
take-
Sure.
Finish.
arm, and legs.
Yeah.
All right, so Flander is going to help the two of you grab the
Finish.
Finis himself, and
I'll
of course,
take Hemo.
Finis has the heavy armor, so it makes it even worse. So
Which also makes it kind of strange, like that, maybe these insects could get underneath the armor or whatever.
right, so you bring the bodies in, and you see that as you do so, the elf priest, the sister, looks back, and you see her reach over to the top of the cart and tips back the shield that has a symbol of luck. And she says to herself, "Now, where did you get that?" And she sets it back down, and she seems to recollect herself what she's thinking about. And she follows you back into her home.
Did you
And-
have a question?
She says, "Not now. We have to figure this out. Strip them down all the way down."
Who should watch the cart?
Cart fleeps.
Oh, you watch the cart.
I will watch the cart.
All right,
Charges
quickly
like
get everything
snakes.
off. Get everything off them.
Yep. He does it.
All right.
Kind of keep it separated so that we don't get anything mixed up.
Yeah, you start pulling off of their materials. Of course, the armor takes a little bit longer to pull off, the metal armor, than the armor that Hemo is wearing. Hemo has the studded leather. You pull off their armor, you pull off their clothes, and as you do so, Gashar, as you kind of pull Hemo's stuff off, you're actually kind of like almost gasp as you see a black long beetle. It's about this long with little red zigzagged sort of marks across its back. It's burrowed half into his skin right here. You pull it off, and it's kind of flat against it. It's almost, you see it's pussing up with blood,
like a tick.
like a tick in many ways.
Yeah.
And it is soon after that you find the same exact thing happening to Finis.
Okay.
Finis,
Sister, should we pull this off?
no, do not touch it. Do not touch it. If you get the full dose of the poison within their bodies, they will surely die instantly. And she reaches over and grabs a dagger, and she walks over and she takes the dagger and she lays it part away into the fire. She says, "Let that burn." And then she walks over and she picks up a pail and says to Colin, "Out back, water quickly."
Okay.
You see, she reaches underneath her desk. She has a small desk there and rolls out what looks to be a kit of some sort. And she starts examining it. And she takes a set of metal, almost like tweezers. She starts looking at the thing. And as she touches it, the little legs start moving. As she touches it.
I take my own knife and I'll set it next to hers in the fire in case we need a second one.
All right. And she says, if they survive this, they might not survive much longer. The poisons of these beetles are fatal in most cases.
They are strong though. They will survive.
As soon as I get the water, I'll fill the bucket
Okay.
and then I'll bring it back.
She looks at the wounds and she says, if only we had one of the Renview buttercup flowers, that would certainly, but they're
Is this something we could find?
there in the warrens to the south. That's the nearest one. It's very dangerous.
Wait, you said to the south? We have goods that came from the south, from these guys. And I pull that little blue line medallion out. I wonder what does it look like?
It's just, no. I'm talking about a bell-shaped flower. They exist. They live underground. They grow in the caverns to the south. But and she starts working. As she does, she kind of narrates as she's quickly working. She's cleaning up. She takes the water. She takes the water. She pours it into a little basin, and she sets the water inside of her fire to kind of heat up. And as she does, she tells you, Phandelin is new. It's only been here a few years. I don't know what you know of our history, but before this land had grown wild from an orc raid many centuries before. And so we have reclaimed our spot here, but to the south, those lands are wild. I have a druid friend of ours who has not been here in a long time, but he's told me that the Renview buttercup flower was found in those caverns. I've had a few victims of these beetles, and I've always thought it would be fantastic if I could get there, but it's just too dangerous.
Well, if we don't have any right now, they won't be a help for our companions. But maybe you would find some in the future that would help future victims.
Maybe so. Let's see if we can get them to if they can get them to stabilize in the next hour. We might be okay. If not, without that,
How long is the travel to these? You said a cave.
The caverns to the south, a few hours to the south. The lands get dangerous quickly. I've heard of creatures that are there.
We are dangerous.
She nods and she says, well, if you could get the buttercup flower from the caverns that are there, they're red, and you know them because they have a black edge around them. They are quite poisonous. Do not consume them. But I can extract a cure for this from them. But I would need a fresh sample. You cannot keep them around long, and they will not grow outside of the caverns. She looks back down and she says, all right, let's see if we can remove these. And she takes the first knife, and she sees it's kind of red and glowing. And she kind of clamps the edge of this beetle, which is about this long. She holds it and the beetle's legs move. And when she does so, she literally stabs into Finis, and literally cutting out part of the flesh and flicks it up. And when she does, a spew of blood flies out of Finis. And Finis gets this lurching going. He's just kind of like from the pain. And when she does so, she takes the beetle and she flings it into the fire. And the moment she does it, she puts her hands on top of Finis, closes her eyes, and casts a spell upon him. And when she does, the light around her fingers glows, and you think that she has helped heal his wounds. And she says, this will not cure him. This will just save him from dying in the next hour. She does the exact same thing to Hemo. She reaches in, and Hemo's wound, digs it out with the scalding hot knife, causing damage to Hemo. But then she flicks the beetle into the fire. It burns up immediately. It wiggles and withers away as the flame hits it, almost as if the flame itself is toxic to those things. And then she casts a spell curing Hemo of his wounds. And she says, we can wait about an hour. After that, if they don't start coming around, it's only a matter of time without a cure.
This is poison, you said?
Yes, it's a vile poison. If we could get them to say Neverwinter or Waterdeep, we could find someone there who could cure it. But here now in Phandelin, my druid friend has gone far to the north. I don't know if he would be back in time.
So it sounds like even if we left now to go down to these caverns, we would not be able to get back in time for our two companions.
I think no, you misunderstand me. If they revive in the next hour, the poison has not reached them deep enough, and by withdrawing the beetle, they'll be fine. But if they don't die from the poison, they will die from dehydration. They will wither away.
And the flower would help them at that point.
As long as I can get it before they pass, I could cure them. But I need it because I do not know of a way to do this using the Lady Timora's power. I am not powerful enough to cure this.
Colin, you have magical abilities. Do you have any skills with poison?
No, I must admit, Most of mine was book learned. And yeah, no skills at all. Not in that.
The bard could,
Flander, how about you?
the bard could sing a lament.
He can do a funeral dirge.
Graham, I can't hear you.
I have literally no knowledge in the medical arts.
So
Would you speak fluent dog?
You sound
Yes, I
impeccably
have a
like
visitor.
you find impeccably like Tilly. Okay.
Would it be possible that the flower would be packaged in something?
What do you
Traded.
mean?
Traded. We have a shipment from the south. I doubt it's the same, but
We need a
And-
fresh flower. It would need to be
must
been
be
plucked
fresh.
within the day or so. They wither away.
He sort of exhales.
But if you could find it, we might be able to cure them. Let's just wait the hour and see what happens.
Yeah.
I will watch over them, and we will see if they were able to, revive. If you'd like, you're able to stay here for the time, or if you would like to go about your business, I will nurse your friends.
We also have a dead companion.
She looks up and she says, not much the Lady of Luck could do for someone like that. Although I would be happy to help put them to rest if you'd like.
That would be very kind. Colin speaks to her in Elven, and
Okay.
he'll actually thank her, and then he'll give her 10 gold pieces.
As you go to give her the money, she puts her hand on your hand and kind of folds it in, and she says, no, I do not need your donations now. What I need is
The flower.
the flower, and possibly there may be something you can do for me. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Your wealth is something that I could make use of, but your time may be more valuable later.
All right. We will go and see the.
In Elvish, Kishar leans over and says, I think she likes you.
Colin's kind of surprised. He's like, okay. He's a little bit better.
He might have misread that.
Your social cues are not. You're not able to read them.
Sorry. I'm trying to play the horribly awkward in social situations.
That's
thing.
okay. That's okay. That's fun to do. Okay. So
Dragonborn, like
yeah. All right. So
the tiefling was like,
she begins taking some cold water now and rubbing the heads of both Finis and Hemo as they lay in, mostly removed of their attire. They have some breeches on and nothing much else. All of their material goods are laying next to the in two piles next to them. What are you guys going to do? This is an abrupt development.
Should we take the cart with all the stuff on it and then basically?
I am outside.
Okay.
Getting rid of our encumbrances would be helpful.
Yes, let's do that, because that way would also set us up for, this travel south to find this flower.
All right.
Blue
So
Lion first.
What?
Blue Lion first.
Yes, let's go to the Blue Lion.
Which one's closer? How far is the blue line from here?
They said,
It's right down here.
I will show you on the
they
map.
said it
as-
was
you
just
can-
around the corner.
Top.
You can look across the way, and actually, it's actually this right here. You can see the big shield as you walk out. Wait, if you had probably noticed it as you walked outside and were waiting for them, you do see the emblem of the Blue Lion coster there. I will bring the information up on the map so you can see it more readily.
Kishar will take the two pins that he's got and just puts one on his cloak over here and one on his shoulder over here.
I also had the one that was put on mine.
Do you think that's a good idea?
Yes.
Okay.
What did you do?
I had the two medallions basically,
Okay.
and he hooks one on like his chest over here and then another one on his shoulder over here.
Okay.
He's just kind of like puffs up his chest for a second. Let's go.
So we drag the carts over, guide the carts over.
It doesn't take you long.
Yeah, this one's on Colin's card, I think, most of it, isn't it?
It is mostly on Callan's cart. There's some on your cart, which is making
Yeah,
your
right.
cart very burdened.
Both of them, then, I
Right.
guess, yeah.
What are you going to do with Sildar right now? Are you going to take him off of the cart and put him somewhere?
I'm not. I'm just gonna roll with him because she's not she's not taking care of him yet. So then he just hangs out with us until the sister can take care of him. But if you guys want to, go ahead.
Well, we could lay him next in the shrine. It's a holy place for him to rest.
I can.
Prop him up on the side with a beer in his hand.
Hold on. Where?
We can have Bernie's, you know.
Yeah.
Where
Weekend
should
at Sildar's.
So
where should I put him?
Hi, everybody.
just inside, just like over here,
All right, he'll sort of gently set him down in the corner
kind of around the corner,
and like lean his head up so he's like make sure his eyes are closed and put one hand on the side and one hand on across his lap and sort of moves it around a couple times so it doesn't look like he's grabbing his junk or anything.
That's funny. Okay.
There.
So you're going to lay him where exactly?
You said you put it inside the shrine?
I think like right here,
Oh, right on the outside, sort of
right,
leaning
like
against it.
right around inside, just inside, like behind the pillar or something. Just kind
Okay.
of trying tucked away.
As you do that, you see the people, as you lay it down, you see the people here from the Stonehill Inn. They're kind of like talking to each other, like they're really like concerned. They're looking around like, what are these people doing?
He's dead. What do you want us to do?
Is that you yell to them?
Yeah,
And you
he
see
died in defense of this town.
the they kind of look at each other and then meld themselves back into the Stonehill Inn.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
All right, Gashar's got him sort of positioned there. It looks like he's kind of just maybe drunk, passed out.
wow.
With his squished head,
Very squished head, but it's upright.
Kind of.
like half.
I'll take the reins of my cart and start heading over by the limes.
All right. What you see is hanging above the front door of this modest trading post is a sign shaped like a wooden shield with a blue lion painted on it.
I'll walk right up and I'll knock the door.
Do you think you should be doing the talking?
I can do
Yes.
the talking.
He points at his medallions.
I have one too.
Also gestures to our bard.
That's true.
This one talks very nice. That's all I have to say.
What do you think, Flander? You want to handle this?
I'll give it a crack. I'll take a crack at it, sure.
All right. So you're
That's why
gonna.
we keep him around.
So I did knock, but I will step aside and I'll just make a spot for you to go in front of him to the door.
All right. A woman walks out of the door and she looks at Flander. Flander, describe yourself once more for me, please.
Okay, he's a half elf, fairly fair skinned, fair hair, and he's got a very big, broad, white tooth smile, and he bows to the lady. He says, "Good afternoon, my lady."
Hello.
She has an unerring, staring, bitter gaze upon you.
Mhm.
She looks down at you, and her lips are pursed. She
So she has
seems like she is examining not only your entire being, but probably any of your ancestors and their ancestors as she looks through you. Her eyes staring holes through your soul, practically.
Tautology.
She is fairly tall. She's probably
She
five. She's a human. She's like 5'8", 5'9", very tall. And she is probably in her mid to late 30s. So it gives you an idea of what it is.
I bet my resting bitch face is worse.
And she says, hello, good sir. And she looks around and she says, quite a interesting afternoon for strangers. How may I assist you?
Okay, it's my understanding that we have goods for these people. That's correct.
Well, we found we found a bunch of their goods that had been basically
Right.
taken by the bandits, the goblins, right?
Mhm.
And so we found it all and we grabbed it. Coming back here, we don't know where it had come from or where it was going to,
We don't know how it got there.
how it got there, or anything.
Many of the people, and I'll take the pin off my lapel, had your
I thought he has both of them.
Apparently, I have
Didn't we have 3?
You had 2.
just 2. Well, then you probably have 1 and I have 1.
All right.
Maybe just moved it around on me for a moment.
That's fine.
I will
Dave.
tell her we have.
we basically found this symbol, and amongst
She snatches it from her hand, almost
Okay.
like a viper snapping.
okay,
She reaches and she looks at it and she goes, "Where, by all the gods, did you find this?"
I will give her a rough description of the kind of the location of the caverns where we basically fought the goblins.
My word. So they didn't. These folks, are you going to tell them about the fallen bodies?
Yeah, I'll tell them about the fallen bodies.
All right.
I will.
She says,
There were no survivors. I'm sorry to repeat, but we did manage to get your cargo, and we have it here on these carts.
she walks past, she pushes past you. She doesn't even walk past you. She tries to walk through you. And she kind of shrugs her shoulders against you. She walks up and she looks at the carts and she kind of looks around them. She says, well, those bandits at least didn't get their hands on them. Neither did the red brand. Both of
Technically,
these.
the bandits did get their hands on them, but then we took it
Silence.
back. Here's another one for you.
Dark
Joe,
whispers.
He takes it off and he hands it.
You got a dark whispers around her.
Yeah, there's like dark whisper. Yeah, and
She looks around.
He doesn't stop at all. He just keeps talking
Yeah.
through. This one is another one for you. Here.
She doesn't notice that because she's actually preoccupied by these weird whispers. She says, "The red brand may be watching. We must be quick about our business."
Oh, those are normal. The whispers, we can all hear it, right?
oh yeah, everyone can hear it. Yeah,
I just said those are
It's just
normal.
like- it's like whispers, like just outside of your hearing, just like
I'm just gonna keep holding it out to her.
Yeah, she ignores you. She lets you hang it. She's gonna literally leave you hanging.
what are you giving her?
She says, she walks past and she looks at the goods. She says, "I can offer you 50 gold pieces for your good services, my friends."
How much for this?
She takes it and out of frustration, she just throws it on the ground. She says, "You stand over there."
I'll just cock his head to her and he'll make a little like
She
lightning
walks
sound,
past you with her
and
hand.
Lightning crackles in his mouth when he does that.
She doesn't even care, almost like she's gonna walk up to Flander. She says, "Good sir, I offer you 50 gold for your services."
50 gold for all of the cargo that we recovered for you?
I have to resell it. What do you think you're going to get? This is what I offer you. What would you like to do?
Well, I'll just sort of hem and haw a little bit, and I mean, we did recover all your cargo for you, and we did take care of the bandits who took it. Might a little bit of a bonus be in order?
She gives you a little snooty look. Why don't you give me a charisma roll?
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy was what you want to go for.
Meanwhile, I'll grab that medallion off of the ground and I'll dust it off and put it right back on my shoulder.
Diplomacy or persuasion?
Why don't you give me, actually in this case, I believe persuasion would be a better choice.
Okay,
There's no diplomacy anymore.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
right.
This is the problem of having all these games.
Okay.
Pathfinder had diplomacy, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Okay, I got a 15.
All right. She says, she wrinkles her nose and she says, "Very well. 75. She'll
Done.
give you 75 coins and you will unload it."
And I'll be a representative now.
Very
So-
well. 75 gold, and we will unload it.
She rolls her eyes at the Dragonborn.
He's very good at unloading.
He is actually. He'll start unloading it.
Colin
Where-
will help.
Where do you
too.
want it?
He's not necessarily very strong. but
Sure.
He'll give it his best shot.
He's got
It-
endurance.
She opens up a almost like a 3-paneled window that kind of folds out, grates out, kind of like a in and out, and pushes it open, and it leaves a good path of about 10 feet wide that can go right into the Lion Shield coster. It's a warehouse and sort of sales place where you can buy goods and services.
Okay.
You see mostly just typical goods, a lot of similar goods that you would find inside of the Barthen's provisions, but it probably strategically different. They probably have some type of a negotiation or something set up within Barthen's provisions and the Lion Shield coster. But she waits for you, and as she does so, she looks across the avenue, and she sees by this bush here, you see that floppy hatted guy sitting over there, and he's sort of leaning on the bush, the tree there, and he kind of watches you, and when she catches his eye, when they meet each other's eye, he kind of gives this, and he turns and he walks this way.
Do we all just see this?
That's the guy he slapped.
That's the guy you slapped the coins out of, right? Yeah. He turns and walks away, and she looks and she turns back as you guys are unloading the cart, but you guys catch this as she does so.
Colin will make a comment. He goes, "Your beggars around here are very uppity."
Beggars, red brand. That's what she says, and she gets irritated as she walks in and walks over. She says, "It's warm."
Are they bandits?
A rival trade company?
They appeared here a month or so ago. They've been riling up much of the town. They call themselves Red Brand. Rumor has it that they can be found inside of the other inn, the Sleeping Giant. Though I will be careful with them. I heard they're dangerous. She points down the road. She points in this general direction, down over here. That somewhere down here is something called the Sleeping Giant, probably an inn or from what you're guessing, or maybe a tavern or something.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like a business to you. And she kind of lets you, she sits and grabs some water that she has in a dish, little pan. She pours it for herself. And when you're finished, she sees that she takes a tray with some cups on it and slides it in your general area. And there is a pitcher of water there. She says, "Please, if you wish." She walks back to gather your money.
I'll follow Flanders' lead and I'll do a big bow, but poorly. I'll look up at you, Flanders.
All right.
Is that how you do it?
Exactly.
Okay. She comes back a moment later. But in the meantime, is there anything you want to do as you sit here outside of
Wait for
the?
mage hand.
No
I'll
problem.
monk hand a cup.
Do we see where that guy went?
All you know is that he was standing here next to this tree, and he walked down this general direction this
Okay.
way. So,
I warned him.
okay, that's fine.
When she returns,
All right. She has with her a sack, a purse, and it is weighed heavy with gold. You can see it's pretty stuffed.
Colin will ask her a question. He says, I've come from Neverwinter Night. Neverwinter Nights.
You come from the video game?
I've come from Neverwinter. I'm a member there of the Guild of Calligraphy and Cartography, and I was sent to this village. I have some papers to drop off. Could you possibly direct me to somebody who would be a representative of this organization?
Well, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know who that might be. Do you have a name?
I do.
So you do.
I do.
So you were.
It's a great and mighty sorcerer named Tim.
So Thal Gendrar,
Falgender.
his wife, has sent you a message telling you that they are having bandit trouble, and that's why you're on the road.
Okay.
And so you're looking for who that might be.
Okay. I'll give her that information.
She says, "Oh my." She steps back and she says, "Good sir, I have sad news for you. Unfortunately, I don't know how to tell you this, but your friend Thel, he was murdered in this. He was murdered in the streets."
He was. And his widow?
I have not seen her in several days. Their house is next to Stone Hill,
Okay.
a small little thing. But Val was nervous and had a confrontation with those red brands, and a few of them killed him cold in the streets. And then
So that's a thing here. That's okay.
she looks at you and she says, "Child, it is not okay. It is just something that we are trying to deal with. You don't understand. They are very powerful."
Yeah, lightning and then fires.
Yeah.
The ground trembles a little bit.
She says, perhaps you should speak to the town master. He may have some more information on this, but I can only tell you what I know. Thel was murdered, and his wife and the 2 children that they have not been seen in a few days. Where they went, I don't know. Their home is next to the Stone Hill Inn.
All right.
Is that this right here?
Yes.
It's kind of in rough shape. Where would we find the town master?
The town's hall is just next to us here, and she points right next to this big building right next to there.
Okay.
And I'll bring that into play.
Okay.
And she, as you finish up your goods, she's going to hand Flander the 75 gold in a bag. A small little, it's bigger than a purse, a small purse, because 75 gold is quite heavy. She hands it to you. And she says, by the way, did you find the shield? The shield of Timora?
We did.
Pick up the thing. This thing.
You got it right there?
What's in the cart?
Yeah, she walks up and she looks, she goes, so it was her. She drops it as if the shield doesn't mean anything, but she was more interested in what the shield represented. And she looks down in sadness and she says,
This was your friend?
the woman and the man, they were together. Did you find either of them?
Yeah, they're in a pit.
Pit trap.
She looks down and she says, oh, I have an inconvenient letter I must write. She turns and just walks back into her place, and behind her, she pulls the doors closed.
Okay.
Thank you, says Flander.
I wonder who the letter is to.
Well, shall we go over to the town master's hall?
About how long has it been?
It's been maybe a half hour. It took you a little bit to unload the wagon, but it was not that much goods. So
We can go to town master, or
Yeah, I think that's probably
we
our
no
best
longer
option.
have our sick people, so we can go back to Barthen's too and totally rid ourselves of everything.
The ox cart should be a little lighter now too.
in fact, the axe cart is back to its normal size, and your little cart with your, I
Mostly
believe,
empty.
donkey is completely empty.
Okay. Let's go over to the town master's hall and just talk to him about some of this stuff. He might, as perhaps maybe the leader of this community, have some insight.
We should really fleece. I can get a reward for our services too. Say,
I'll let you negotiate that with him.
I will intimidate him.
Kishar points at the bard again. No, he should talk. He's good. He got us more gold.
All right, let's give it a try. Let's go over to the town masters and we'll
All right.
have Flander.
That is a better plan.
Town Master's Hall has sturdy stone walls, a pitched wooden roof, and a bell tower at the back.
Okay.
Posted on a board next to the front door is a notice written in common. It reads, "Reward, orcs near Wyvern Tor. Those of a mind to face the orc menace should inquire within." The notice bears the town seal and an indecipherable signature.
Orcs near Wyvern.
Wyvern Tor, Tor.
Tor is often like a
Like a
hill.
hill.
Or a high point.
With a castle on it.
Could be.
Maybe that's what the signature was, a shape to represent a castle.
It could be. Okay, so you head over to the town. You get that message. What would you like to do? The door is closed, but probably open. You can see more or less an office or an office type room inside of the town master's hall, probably where they conduct the town business.
I'll walk over and I'll knock again. I'll step aside again.
Okay, you see a kind of a plump gentleman walk out. A human male. He is fat and kind of just like as if he's ate one too many pieces of just like well fried, well dipped chicken, just like that kind of guy. He's got big teeth that are almost too big for his mouth. He has a half beard that he tried to grow, but it just never really grew in. If you want to have a picture of him that way, that's perfectly fine. He walks open and he opens the door and he goes, "Ah, I see. We have ourselves visitors. I have heard there was word of new arrivals. I believe I saw you over at the shrine. Lovely placement there." He looks over at the shrine where the body is there, and he looks at you and he says, "So you've come for the notice." And he points to the publication about the Wyvern Tor.
We have some questions first that we thought perhaps maybe we could ask you.
Yes. The orcs have been causing trouble. They've been up and down the trail. Come, we shall speak about it.
And goblins.
There are goblins, I know, around the area, but we've had little problem here with them.
The blue people, the blue lion people have had problems with them.
Well, if they'd paid the taxes more, maybe I'd be concerned. Now, please, if you're looking to earn a reward, I'd be happy to offer you 200 pieces of gold to handle taking care of this orc collection that is at the Wyvern Tor. It's about 2 days travel down the trail. You can find them easily enough to the south. It's a high bluff. If you wish, you can leave now and be back here soon.
Is there a castle?
You, sir, are a disruption. So, and he looks over at, he's going to look past you right to Flander, and he says, "Sir, I take it you're the spokesperson of the group."
I have been known to fill that role from time to time.
Excellent. I believe we are talking about dissolving this problem we have with orcs on the Wyvern Tor. They have been up and down the road. They have been bothering some of the people of Phandelin, but more importantly, they are made themselves a home there. Once the orcs had invaded from that way, they are probably rebuilding to come back and violate us again.
They said the great retakening. And
Well,
Grumsh. You know Grumsh?
I do.
I'm
That is
remembering. remembering back.
He says, yes, the orc god, disgusting creatures, all of them. You think this man looks like he's about 1/2 a chromosome away from being a physical pig. You know, he's so gross. He's just gross in every way. He's got like this white flesh that's almost like flaky because he never goes out in the sun, and he just has this kind of jowls, and you just know that you probably interrupted his meal. Because anytime you knock on his door, you're probably interrupting his meal.
Third or fourth meal.
Right.
But he did invite us inside.
He did not. He stood at the door, and he's thinking you're there to take on the role of destroying these orcs on the Wyvern Tour. He has posted a message.
All right. Colin will basically come up and I'll say, sir, perhaps maybe you would like to return to your meal, and we could basically discuss this while you finish it.
I'm not eating anything right now, but what would you like to discuss? Please tell me. I would be happy. Oh, I should let you know that I am the town master, Harbin Wester.
All right, Master Harbin.
Oh, yes, you may address me as town master or sir.
All right, town master. We noticed a little while earlier that some of the Red Branch people, Red Branch or Red?
The Red Breath? Oh, they are nothing. They are fine. Why would you even bother with them?
Okay. I just didn't know if that was a concern or a problem.
You have been talking with the Lion Shield Costas. They don't even pay their taxes. Why would you even bother? The Red Bread have done nothing.
Okay.
So how does one become town master? Just curious.
I am elected, sir. The good
But-
people of Phandelin have voted me in to lead them. Now, what may I do for you, little child? Do you want some of this? He reaches in and he pulls out a little piece of candy, a little piece of rock candy. He says, there you are, child.
She takes it. Walks away.
Yeah. And he's like, the youth. I can't believe the next generation will be here so soon.
We dealt with the goblins, the bandits on the road. You have a reward for that.
Which bandits are we talking about? He looks slightly concerned. Which bandits are we
I
talking
could
about?
do a sense motive check.
That would be
on
an insight.
Insight.
Yes.
13.
All right. You think that that in his mind there are very distinct versions of what is considered a bandit. And so when he asks that question, he's trying to figure out what exactly are you talking about?
So Gashar will say, the bandits to the north on the road. What road were we on?
Triboar Trail.
Triboar.
The Triboar Trail. They had
Ah.
a cave.
Were they orc bandits by chance?
Goblin.
Oh, such creatures. I don't know why you even bother dealing with them.
Because they murdered everyone on the road.
Such is life. But in the meantime, I'm grateful for
So
you.
you support murder.
No, sir. I support ridding ourselves of the orc population to the east of us. But I thank you for your services to Phandelin.
Hey, Flander, it's your turn.
Forgive the dog barking in the background there, but I got very fussy dogs here. So now, Mr. Wester, was it?
Yes, you may address me as Houndsmaster or Sir, please.
Very well, sir. Now, we actually have some business to the south to deal with. We have some friends who are very gravely ill, and we have to find a medicinal component to help them. And time is of the essence. We could deal with your orc problem after that.
Well, they've been here for a few years, so an afternoon probably won't do little to influence or persuade their advancements.
Mm-hmm.
What about the goblins?
Yes,
reward?
and we did deal with some goblins who were giving some people here some trouble, and we were directed to you to negotiate the possibility of payment for such actions.
Ah, I see. Well, we have no real bandit problem here, my friends. I'm
Well, not
sorry to
anymore.
say you have been misinformed. But your dealings with them are most appreciative. I believe you've probably returned the goods to the Lion Shield Costa, and she has granted you a reward, I'm sure.
Well, yes, but I mean, we did you a little favor. Perhaps something made in order.
All right.
Uh,
Let's see here. He says, well, we're expecting one of the Alliance folks to come and reclaim the Townmaster Hall. He should be here any day. Perhaps you can return and speak with him. They were coming there by Neverwinter, I believe. So
Excellent.
when they arrive, which they're already a bit late, perhaps they could reward you.
Very well. Now, this orc problem that you're having here, you said that was worth 250 gold?
Ah, I see. I believe I said it was 200 gold, my friend. Give me a negotiation roll. Give me a persuasion roll.
Mm-hmm. That was slick, though. I appreciate it.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
23?
Yeah. But I could be tempted to part with the 250 gold that you have decided to just change to. But you'll have to make sure all of the orcs have been destroyed from there. They were just on the path. If you go to Connieberry and turn south, you'll find them on the highest point.
Connieberry, you said?
Yes, it is a small town that has long been abandoned down the Triboar Trail. The Triboar Trail used to be called the Connie Trail years ago, but it's long since been called the Triboar Trail now.
We passed by it on our way here.
Which I think
You
is
did not
further
pass
down.
by Connieberry.
Further
Connieberry is about 2
I thought we
days.
saw a sign.
You saw a sign
Yes.
leading to it, correct?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's what we saw a sign.
Yeah. I just wanted to let you know so you kind of had, because I know that sometimes it's difficult in space from a game to know where you're going. But yes,
And just to be sure, outright murder is fine in this town, right?
of course not. We don't murder people here. Why would you say such things?
Our companion here has a friend that got murdered here.
When? What's going on? What's friend?
Was it yesterday or
They might not have been murdered, but they certainly dropped them from a high point. Your book okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, good.
I will retell the story that I was told at the
Concerning your friends?
yeah.
Yeah. So you're concerned with your friends, which is Trilena and Thel Dendrar. So Thel was we was told that Thel was murdered 2 days ago, and the family has gone missing.
Right.
Yes. That's hearsay and rumors.
I do mention also that I am a member of the Guild of Calligraphers and Cartographers from Neverwinter.
You are very learned scholar, sir.
I certainly wouldn't want that information, to just get back there. I mean,
What information would you be referring to?
that, upstanding members, allies to the guild were just so easily killed.
As I said, my friend, rumors and misinformation spread amongst the people.
But then, good Townmaster, what happened to them? The
Perhaps,
Red Branch group were seen involved in the whole situation.
well, Thel, he himself he dabbled in the mystic arts. Who knows? Maybe he blew himself up. Or it's quite possible they just left. People come and go here sometimes. We are in the middle of nothing. There's no reason to stay if you have nothing to
who
gain.
investigates these things?
Investigates what things? This is my domain. I am the town master, and you may address me as so or sir.
So, Town Master, you then investigated on their disappearance?
Of course I did. I went to their house. I saw no signs of trouble. I left a note there for them to come to my place when they return.
Okay. This is the location. This is this little kind of burned out house here.
Yeah, it's not so much burnt out. It's just kind of overgrown with lots of. It looks like it's probably a little overgrown with trees and that type of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what. So what are you going to do? He says, but good friend, I agree. 250 gold will be paid to you if you take care of this orc problem for me.
And I think that is an agreeable arrangement.
Excellent.
Now,
I shall
just
see
one
you.
little question.
Yes.
Now, you say this town of Connieberry, this is an abandoned town, you said? You figure the orcs are settling there?
No, they are south on the Wyvern Tor, a hilltop.
Right. I see. Very well. We'll get rid of them from there, too.
Be careful, because I hear rumors of undead being spotted nearby.
Well, as you say, rumors and misinformation, right?
Of course. This town is full of them. Heed not what you hear. Everyone has a story.
Mhm.
Will that be all then? I have something to attend to.
Is it sponge?
Thank you. He backs up and he closes the door. What are you all going to do?
Well, I think that
Shoot
going
his
to look...
red
Colin, should we go see if your friends are there?
Let's go to this location. I just want to take a look.
Over to here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're free to do it. You have a wagon full of supplies.
I thought,
We still have the supplies for Barthen's provisions.
okay.
It's just like one house over. So
Yeah.
Okay.
You can are you just going to leave the wagon here and walk over, or are you going to? Okay.
Let's get rid of these. Let's go to Barthen's, get rid of this. Check in on our compatriots, and then check out the house.
Fair enough.
All right. So you're going to go ahead and stroll on back over to Barthen's. You get the wagon turned around. A little bit of a good thing you have a nice big clearing here. You can just kind of go around in a big circle and then head back up this way, right up back to Barthen's Provisions. Okay, you go back to Barthen's Provisions and you knock on the door, and
yeah, I'll knock again.
Elmer opens the door and he's like, "Oh, you're back.
We are tired of bringing the provisions. We will take those 50 gold point pieces now.
Your friends? They are fine.
The sister is
They're
looking
sick.
at them.
They are taken care of. Yes.
They might die.
She has said you are fine,
Yes, they are fine.
but you're fine.
Look,
We are fine, too, yes.
Ah,
Apparently, they were bitten by an insect.
very well. Please bring them inside, and I'll be happy to reward you." He actually opens up the doors and lets
I'll
you.
look at his neck actually,
He seems fine.
staring at him.
He takes the 2 steps to the right. He's like, "Nope. Your friend's a little bit creepy. You got a creeper here."
Giant lizard.
I mean, he's investigating the neck. If he has a lot of spots too, he needs to go see the sister. It seems perfectly reasonable to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't be doing that weird staring thing. Especially in town, people will be like, "Oh, you're gonna create some bad rumors." All right. You unload your stuff at Barthen's.
Yay. He's got party treasure, by the way.
He looks around and he says, he's like, as you do so, he's rubbing his head and he's like, "The red brand are making it hard, and everybody. I'm so glad that we finally have these provisions. Thank you so much.
Did
By the
they
way,
murder-
what has the Red Brand been doing with you?
Well, they extort money from me on a weekly basis. I must pay them if they wish to not cause me harm. We had a small wizard who and his family, he was killed in the streets.
Mm,
Wait, this sounds familiar.
Yep. This is what they're doing. Okay.
What was their name?
Thel, the wizard.
Mhm.
Hmm.
He and his family, they have a small shop. He does wizardry. He also does wood carvings and things on the side, some minor work. I'm not sure, but they disappeared. The whole family disappeared a few days ago. But before that, Thel was killed in the street by the Red Brand, right? And nobody did a thing.
The town master says it is rumors and speculation.
The town master. We don't know what is up with him, but he seemed to have more influence than I would give him.
Did you see the murder?
Truth, sir, I did not. But I hear there may have been some who are staying at the Stonehill Inn who might have heard more details.
Could be another place to
Looks
investigate.
over at Colin.
All right. He's going to take the provisions from you, emptying your cart, and as a reward, he's going to give you 50 gold. Graham, he's going to hand that to you.
Okay. I will take the 50 gold.
Okay. So as you finish up with Barthen's provisions, Barthen looks over at you and says, now, if you're going to stay anywhere, stay at the Stonehill Inn. Don't go to the Sleeping Giant. You don't want to go there. That's where the Red Brand are.
How
At
many
least-
are they?
Well, some of them are there at the Sleeping Giant, but I don't know where the rest of them are.
Sleeping safely sounds nice.
We might want to wait till we have our other companions too before picking a fight.
All right. What are you guys going to do?
Well, should we return to the Shrine of Luck?
So
The house, I should say.
So is this cart? Whose cart is this?
It's technically their cart, but you can keep it if you want. He's not claiming the cart. If you want to have the cart with the oxen, he's not saying that he didn't claim it.
Mm-mm.
You unloaded the goods.
We can have a cart. Sounds good to me.
All right.
And if we run out of food, we can eat one of the oxen.
I think this isn't the first time he's asked. You must really want to eat some oxen.
Maybe they're a delicacy for Dragonborn.
Maybe. I don't know. All right. So at this point, you're leaving Barthen's provisions with the cart and the oxen, the empty cart. You have two carts empty, actually. Okay. What's next?
On a mule too, I think.
Yeah, mine is with though.
Yeah. And I'm sure the mule won't taste any better than the oxen.
I agree. We should see the sister.
All right. You head down and return to the shrine, to the sister Garael's home. As you approach, she comes to the door. Her door is actually wide open as you approach, and she comes to the door as you see she's due. She says, I'm afraid it doesn't look good. I don't think there's going to be much hope for your friends if you don't retrieve this flower. This is the fourth time this has happened this season. She looks sad. Where did you camp?
We're off the road.
You're about an hour away from the trail south to Phandelin. And you can feel free to pass that
That was
information.
north.
You were about an hour west of before the trail turns south
Oh,
to Phandalin.
got it.
If I didn't say
So
that correctly.
north of the town.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah. Where the trail reads south. So, and I know that's not always easy to describe that as in maps. So I apologize if I made something wrong.
I'll
But
tell her
anyway.
it was about 50 feet off of the road in high grasses.
She's like, I'm afraid to investigate but I will try to send word to let people know that that may be an area we want to avoid. That may be where these others were, but everyone who has come here with these have died.
Also, it might have still been safer because while we were camping, a band of orcs traveled by chanting.
Do they come from the east?
He thinks for a second. Yes.
I hear they're growing in numbers again. Long ago,
Honeyberry.
she looks at you kind of surprised. She goes, "That's concerning to me. I may have things for you to deal north of Conneberry, but now we must deal with your friends. But once that's been dealt with, perhaps I can get you to help me. But for now, what do you want to do? Do you want me to watch your friends? I don't think they're going to make it if we don't find a solution."
Then I think we should
Flower.
make haste and get that flower.
Yes, we will go for flower.
All right.
Is there anything else you need while we're out there?
She says, no, just go with speed.
And
So-
what dangers should we be aware of?
Oh, there is a body in the shrine.
She looks over and she looks over.
Oh yes, we put that there.
She looks over at the body and she's like, "Oh, why would you bring that in at once?
Okay.
Bring that in at once."
Go over and I'll grab them.
She was almost
Careful.
probably distracted with dealing with these
Yep.
sick people that she almost like it lost her mind. And then she sees you and she's like, what were you thinking?
There's probably a little bit of blood. He's not bleeding too much.
He's not
anymore,
bleeding at
but
all.
It's probably a little bit
He's-
because I moved him around. I'll kick the dirt over.
He's-
He's actually very stiff. When you pull him over, he kind of is kind of like,
Listen.
yeah. Although I believe that the rigidity diminishes after I get stiff for a while and then it kind of breaks down. I'm not sure 100%.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, you can go ahead and
I'll
bring
bring him in.
right.
Where would you like me to put him? This is Sildar.
Hall Winter? She looks at you.
Pretty sure that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you know Gundren?
From the Lord's Alliance.
Did you know the Rock Seekers?
He had come. He sent the letter. I sent the letter to him. I was trying to reach him. Well, the Lord's Alliance. They sent the letter here. He had a companion. They were trying to open up a Lord's Alliance facility here. They were going to be taking over the town master's hall, but then his companion Iarno disappeared. Iarno was he was a wizard of some type. I saw him once briefly, but then he disappeared shortly after. Oh, bring that with me. Come, bring that with you. Come. She goes through her house to the back and asks you to lay it on the back porch, to lay the body on the back porch.
There you go.
All right.
Gently set them down.
She's like, I will take care of this. Oh, Sildar, my friend.
I'm sorry.
I wish I knew it. I wish you knew you more than just an exchange of words.
He fought bravely with us after he was beaten by the goblins.
She reaches out and grabs Flanders' hand, and she kind of holds it, and she says, "We will deal with this. Please, just try to save your friends."
Thank you.
All right. With that, she's going to try to make your companions feel
More
as
comfortable.
comfortable as possible, and also deal with Sildar, who apparently she knows through some kind of a communication, but has not made it clear to you how much more she might know.
So the sister feels a bit more, maybe the most of an ally that we have in town here, if just because of that connection. Maybe also Barthen here, but with that, Gashard tells her to be safe.
Before we leave, Colin would like to get a very good description of the flower.
All right, it's a like a bellflower. It's red with a black tip around black edges around it, and the priestess, Sister Gariel. I keep saying that name wrong. Sister Garael, maybe. Sister Garael had said to you that it is very poisonous.
Don't eat
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Is it like my hair? Or is it darker? Is it lighter?
She says it looks very similar to your hair. Yeah.
It's a lovely flower.
Yeah. So, all right. What are you guys going to do at this point? You can go to the Stonehill Inn. You can make your way south.
We are going to go get the flower. Can we leave our cart and donkey and whatnot here for?
Should we take one of them with us?
In case
How
we get
many
hungry.
flowers do you want?
I suppose that's true. We don't really need that kind of stuff.
It is one more thing. We don't need. It's 2 hours to the south. Right?
Yeah. So she points. She's going to point out there's a rising hill.
Mhm.
So as you look at the map itself, and we'll bring the map up now. So she's going to look and say, "You guys are here in Phandelin." If you
Graham,
look
can
at
your
your-
character play a Phandelin?
Take that as a yes.
I'm a
She-
few bars and
she's-
I'll take it.
She's here and you guys are here in Phandelin. She says about a couple hours to the south, which is probably, you're guessing maybe 5 or so 6 miles up the hillside. You can see these hills rise up here. Up in these hills that are just close to here, there are a series of caves up there, and those caves, she says, grow the flower, but she says it's very dangerous up there, that there are a lot of creatures. And she's going to describe, she says, "Be careful. I hear that the hyena creatures are there."
Oh, no.
Yes, the gnolls.
Yapping puppy dogs. We killed them.
Be safe. I hear that they travel in great numbers.
That is the problem. Yes.
What
They
was
don't
Luke-
come into town though. They never do.
He's picturing a cavern. It says, in a cavern, do they grow on the ground, on the ceiling, in between rocks?
They grow between rocks,
Hmm.
wherever they can. And they grow in great numbers. You should not have difficulty finding them. It's getting to them that's difficult. But my druid friend had told me that he had seen many of them there. But he is much more powerful than I am and could travel freely there. I could not.
We can do what we can do.
We can get a few that we can help more people.
Do you have a sack?
Oh yeah, she'll give you a sack for it. Yeah.
So we will travel quicker without cart.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna make your way
Draw
back.
less attention.
All right, you're gonna travel south then.
Is she okay to keep them?
We're
Yeah.
all healed up, right? We're all
Yeah, you're completely healed. That you're been rested. Everything is in good
Kind of your
shape.
key points, everybody. Sounds good.
All right. You're gonna travel south out of Phandelin. Anything else you want to do before you leave? Just checking it out.
Anybody need any more knives? Well, I got mine off of the. She probably used it, but
Yeah, it's been removed. It's not hot anymore. You have all your stuff. You travel south out of Phandelin. Can you give me a marching order? How you're going to travel through? It doesn't have to be exact, but just give me an idea.
who's got the best survival?
survival.
I would guess the bard does, but
For
Halflander?
survival?
Yeah.
Not survival.
okay.
Ooh.
I cast mage armor on myself.
All right. Your the shield around you glows around your body. A thin layer, and then just shimmers away. Little spiraling lights just kind of spiral with fade away with a tinkle.
I wish that was a ritual.
What's that?
Mage armor
Yeah,
should be a ritual.
it probably should. Yeah.
I can take the lead.
All right, you're gonna take the lead. Okay, and then who's gonna be taking up the final the end point? Who's gonna be last?
I'll run sweep.
Okay, perfect. You travel up the hillside, and you're able to quickly go from the town. As you travel south through the town, you pass by the Phandelin Miners Exchange, and head down what they call the Miner's Trail. That Miner's Trail is going to twist and turn up to where the old mines used to be. Now, the old mines at one time were very rich in veins that the dwarves and the gnomes and stuff would pull them out, but they have not reestablished them at this point, so that many of them are actually pretty dangerous. So you travel up the switchbacks of the Miner's Trail as it heads up the hillside. It doesn't take you long, though, before you notice ahead of you a small fire, a patch of fire that was once burning, but now lays down a small cart that is there and several bodies laying in the earth.
Here we go again.
I am going to duck off to the side and stealth. I roll an 18.
18 stealth. Thank you. All right, let me situate the map. Okay, I'll have you guys put yourself kind of right here in this general area on the map.
Top left.
Yeah, however you'd like. Okay. All right. Travel up the road of the Miner's Trail, and it quickly devolves from a necessary defined road to almost patches of earth and road that since it has been long abandoned. You find yourself walking south beside a small river. When you do so, you see a cart that you come on, almost kind of over a rise. You see a cart there. Scattered next to the cart are several bodies that have been strewn about, and in the center is some type of fire. Beside the fire is a pit or it looks like a body has been ripped apart.
Is that the one dead center?
Yeah. You're not sure what's going on right now as you approach.
Kishar will walk up to the nearest one and bend down and examine him.
All right. You look at this body and you notice that there is an arrow sticking out of his chest.
Goblins.
Very possible.
There's an arrow.
Why don't you give me an investigation roll? Also could do perception, but I think I'll do investigation.
Got a natural 1.
All right. There's an arrow. You think it's an arrow. You're not sure. Is it an arrow?
Spear.
But is it an
A
arrow?
large dart. Who knows?
Yeah.
So you kind of
It's the biggest toothpick you've ever seen.
It's a big
I'm
pointy-
fairly talented at investigating, so I'm going to basically take
could be a crossbow bolt.
take a look too.
All right, you walk up next to the body and take a look at it, and you immediately identify them as the same arrow types that killed the horses that you would come up upon the very first day when you came up to meet the group. The horses that Sildar and Gungren's horses were killed. These are the exact arrows. Also, you notice on this body that, by the way, what'd you roll for your investigation?
17.
17, thank you. Also, what you notice is that they are wearing symbols, a purplish field with gold writing. It looks to be a moon, a half moon over the top with a mountain. And underneath it is like a mirror of the moon with ripples underneath it, as if the mirror is being displayed on the water. You actually know this to be the symbol of Waterdeep.
Okay.
So this soldier doesn't appear to have anything on him of value, but you see that he looks like the remnants of very damaged studded leather armor. There's also that cart there, and you can see several other bodies.
I'll also investigate the cart.
All right. What you can find next to the cart, in the shadows of the cart, almost difficult to see, It looks like the cart had been one time tipped over. What's that?
His waif.
Yeah.
That's what she's hiding.
One time, kind of tipped over and was and had been pushed up right for whatever reason. Next to it, you see a small tun, which is like a small
Barrel?
a barrel of ale. It's about this big. It's thick. It's a heavy wood. You see it laying next to it, and you can also see a small pouch, or more like a satchel, kind of stuck underneath it, as if it fell off the top or the side of that wagon somehow and was left behind.
I'll pick up the ton.
All right, it's heavy, it's full.
I'll roll it.
Okay, yeah, you kind of you could lift it, but you're not super strong, so
No.
you'd think it'd be a little bit more cumbersome. So you kind of lift it up, and you're like, you're kind of surprised how heavy it is. You kind of tip it over
It's
and roll it over.
It's still got something in it.
Very full. It's full of liquid.
Okay.
Really full of liquid.
Is there any markings on it to tell us what kind of liquid?
What languages do you speak?
That's a good question. I speak a bunch.
Great, let's hear them.
I grabbed that purple moon medallion off of the guy and I'll stick it next.
It's
to the
actually,
blue one.
it's actually woven into his sash, so you can take his sash if you want.
Yeah, well, actually,
I speak
Okay.
common, dwarvish, elven, gnome.
All right, the symbol on it is the dwarven symbol for ale.
Okay. I'll let everybody know that we've got ale.
All right, and you can see a satchel there, and kind of next to laying next to it. You think that these things just kind of fell off the cart at some point.
I'll pull the satchel over and see what's inside of it.
All right, the satchel, when you pull it, you immediately hear it's heavy. It's weighed down with something. And you hear kind of clinking, a bunch of stuff clanging or clinking inside.
All right. I'll open it up and see what's inside.
All right, you flip it open, disregarding any chance that I might have evilly devised a trap for you. And inside you see
Here's a
20.
note. Boom.
Yeah, you see 20 pieces of gold, and next to that you see 2 potions that are laying amongst the coins.
Okay. I'll put both the potions in my pocket,
Okay.
but I'll hand the gold coins to Flander.
All right, Flander, you're gonna get handed 20 gold coins.
Okay.
Make sure you put 2 potions on your that you found in the ambush. Make sure you put it there. All right. You think, I'm going to tell you right now, just from already having dealt with it, these are probably healing potions. What type of healing potions they are, you're not sure, but they have that same bluish hue to them that you've had a couple of them. So they're probably some form of
sort of
healing
like an
potion.
elongated plus sign on it.
Kind of minty.
Yeah. They're what's the menthol flavor? They're menthol healing.
It's cherry. It's cherry.
Cherry flavor. Yeah. No,
That's medicine, right?
the healing potions are actually, they taste almost like sugar. Like they're so sweet. You're like, they're kind of like having way too much. It just hits you and you're like, whoa. All right. So what are you guys gonna?
Too much sugar, too much Kool-Aid in it.
Yeah. It's kind of like, ugh.
I'm gonna walk over and look at this guy that looks like he was torn in 2 by the fire.
Perfect. You
Is that
walk
the
up.
spot?
You walk up to that one that was torn in 2, and I want you to give me a perception roll, please.
There you go. I got a 7.
A 7. All right. You're not sure, but you look at the other bodies around. You're kind of looking around. And you're like, all these bodies look like they were killed by weapons, but this thing, you're not sure. It's been like turned inside out, like it's been sort of like maybe even consumed. What it means after that, you're not sure with that roll, but you're like, this thing looks like it's been kind of torn inside out. It's really, really, uh-oh. You hear a rumbling underneath you. Roll me a
He's
perception.
like, I'm gonna run.
Roll me a perception before you do anything.
You got it.
Should we all do this or just him?
Just him for right now.
10.
10. All right.
And egg.
Yep. And I gotta move him to the right map layer here because I slightly messed him up. There you go.
You're basically the monster manual.
Unfortunately.
Thankfully, they at least the animals are somewhat changed so that Mike doesn't know every monster ever isn't.
You said something that sounded like Ankeg, but I did not know exactly what you said. But I figured the name would come out in a second, and I would learn.
Nice.
All
right.
Like, I don't know what this is.
What'd you roll for a perception?
It's a big bug.
10.
All right, let me see what they had go against for the surprise. I actually had right.
You can make armor from
I don't need it.
It's like, I don't need you.
It slows you down, makes you less nimble,
but it's
hard to dodge
kite.
arrows.
All right, you heard him as it pops out. Let's roll for initiative. Roll for initiative. All right, Waif, what'd you get?
6.
Gashar,
Wow, they keep showing up. 11.
11. Colin, what'd you get?
Hang on, I'm having a hard time.
10.
Yeah, he got 10.
10. All right, and then we have Flander, what'd you get?
22.
Woo! I love that. All right. As this creature bursts out of the ground, just the ground around it's about right where it bursts up, big chunks of earth flying all around it, exploding almost like a bomb went off from the earth. It erupts out of the earth, and this long creature just flies out. It looks like a kind of a multi-legged like insectoid. It has all these little creatures, these things all over it. It has these giant, big principal mandibles. Just it goes. It's large. It's very, very big, and it flies out as a reaction, almost as a sudden reaction. Flander, what are you going to do?
Okay, I am going to.
You're going to run for your life? Scream?
I am going to cast Thunder Wave.
All right.
Go
Well,
for it.
Thunderwave, I believe, is a close area effects, a close area spell,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I'm just want to check that.
Yeah.
I
Go
would
ahead and
also like to point out that I'm directly between you and the creature.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just want to check see if Thunder Wave.
the target is
allies.
self. The target is self.
Each creature in a 15-foot cube. Yeah. Yeah. So.
It's a great idea, but might not be the
Uh,
best solution right now.
Not at this point. No. Okay. Well, what the heck? Okay. How far away am I here?
Go ahead and count it out.
It won't be quite enough. Okay. Well, I will move.
Go around. I have to go around the cart. You can't go through it. It's considered
Okay.
difficult terrain.
Okay. So.
But if you do a dash action
1,
where you
2,
move
3.
twice, you could probably reach it.
Are you doing vicious mockery?
I was going to do Vicious Mockery.
You
Yes.
can do it.
Oh, yeah, you can do it from here.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
that's
60 feet.
Yep.
that's fine. Go ahead and vicious mockery it. Do I get a saving
Okay.
throw for that?
Yeah, you do.
13 wisdom.
All right. Let me check. If you're going to.
I like that if the creature can hear you, though, it need not understand you. Perfect.
It's a wisdom.
It's a
it
wisdom, yeah.
fails. What happens?
Okay. Then he takes
1d4 psychic
Oh, you rolled that earlier, didn't you?
and has d4 or is disadvantage against its next attack or on its
take
next attack.
1d4 of psychic damage.
Yeah, 2 points it took.
Okay. You
rolled
did.
it earlier.
Okay.
That was the first roll.
All right. Perfect. All right. And it's got a disadvantage on its next attack. Perfect. But
That is very cool.
that next person though is going to be Gashar. Gashar, you want initiative. It's you see it right there.
All right, this thing pops out of the ground right in front of Gashar.
Yeah.
He's a little bit startled for sure. I think, and then you unleash a string of insults basically right over his shoulder at this thing.
Goddamn piece of shit.
You see the thing kind of quiver. It's like
Is it flying? You just said it comes out of the ground. As
it comes out of the
snapping,
ground.
right?
Think of it like it bursts out of the ground, and as it does, it kind of it kind of launches itself and kind of just a couple feet into the air and kind of lands.
You know what an antlion is?
Nope.
How about praying mantis?
Yes.
It's like a tunneling
that.
praying mantis.
All right.
Yeah.
Or an antlion. If you
Mhm.
want antlions.
Or like
Yeah,
an
they're cool.
Antlion coster. That's where they.
Well, I think. Let's see, I think you know what? I think he's gonna do an attack on this.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess he'll step up. He'll do a regular attack. He's
Go
got
for it.
he can basically take the staff that he was sort of leaning on, and he'll just swing around and attack with that. And
Nice.
He'll follow it up with a kick. Where's my attack buttons? There they are. Quarterstaff. So two-handed quarterstaff. There we go. Holy cow.
Nice.
So 25 is a natural 20.
Well, that is a natural 20. So you did a critical to hit to him. So how much damage is your critical damage? Remember, you double your die and then add your strength on top of it.
So two. Sorry, I'm reading through the numbers here. The die roll that I did was just a 1.
Okay, so it's 2.
So 2, and
Plus-
then plus my 2 from my
4.
dex. So plus 4. So that would have been
Yep,
2
4.
plus 4. So I guess it's right. It's showing 6 on there.
6.
I
Okay,
think the roll came through properly. I just rolled so poorly.
that's fine.
And then I'll follow it up with an unarmed strike as well. With my
Kick, punch.
bonus action. What's it called?
Yeah, your bonus action. Yeah.
Bonus action. Yeah. I did a 6 on that one. So I think I missed
That is a
that one.
miss. You hit him so hard it kind of flinched back, and your kick
Yeah,
actually.
I tried to swing
kinda
around with a
winded.
kick and just
Yeah.
with.
All right. Cool.
But he'll come down and land and just
You
be
do
ready
that,
for.
and
ready
it
for
is
an attack.
now its turn, and so it's going to attack. It's going to attack you.
All right. It does have disadvantage for its first attack at least.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
Let's see.
That's
Okay,
a very cool spell.
it's going to attack you.
It's a cantrip.
A miss is you, thanks to it being disadvantaged, because the first one would have hit, but the disadvantage, it's quivering kind of from all the vicious language being thrown its way. It's distracted. All right, that
Good job,
brings
Flander.
us to Colin.
All right, Colin is basically going to cast his sleep spell against it, and it'll basically do 5d8
Perfect.
to see if it'll
Roll the 5d8, please.
Get rid of that.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
How much did you do?
Mm.
26.
26? How many hit points do you have?
I have 20.
All right. You have far less hit points than the Ankhead.
That's
So
what I said,
you
uh-oh.
fall asleep. You literally just go,
Gashar collapsed.
and I'm fairly certain you do not have a save for this.
I think that's how it went last time too.
Yeah. So you see Colin, you cast it, but unfortunately your Dragonborn drops. And the Ankhead's like,
Oh, now the Dragonborn looks like food.
all right. And please, if you have any reason to say that doesn't happen, I'd be willing to listen.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
I think it's the area.
Is it a 15-foot area,
I think
20
so.
feet.
20-foot area? Lowest hit points first. Okay. That was Colin. That brings us now to Waif. Waif, you see your companion drop just in front of the Ankhead.
Oy.
And that Ankhead looks like it's about to pounce.
I'm sure. Oops. She jumps out of hiding, go to there. It's a clean line of sight, and will Eldritch Blast the creature.
All right, because he is actually prone, flat out, he's not considered cover. So feel free to go ahead and take her, attack her. What'd you get?
I hit a 17.
A 17 armor class. That does hit the creature.
All right, so 7 total points of force damage, and it is thrust back 10 feet.
Okay. Got to do my math to make sure I don't do the hit points wrong. Thank you. And then you did how much? 10 feet?
Yeah, 7 points of damage, 10 feet back.
And then right about that 10 feet. That looks about 10 feet. The creatures just go sliding back. It's considered large. Does it allow you to do that to large creatures? Confirm with me, but I'll assume that's the case. All right. It is now Flanders' turn.
Okay. I'm going to.
That vicious mockery was really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, when it works, it's awesome. You know, it's one of those things that's like a save or nothing kind of spell. So sometimes
Right.
it works great. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. So I'm going to do the vicious mockery again.
Nice. All right. What's my save? I get a save, right? 13 or something like that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This time he fails again. How much damage does he take?
4 points.
Nice.
Full damage.
Way to go. And disadvantage on the next attack, right?
That's right. Yep.
And that bard's vicious.
Yeah, it is. All right. Way to go, Bard.
This thing
He's
is just particularly
Bard-tacular.
susceptible.
All right. Gashar, what is the sleep for sleep? How long was he sleeping for?
He basically is going to sleep.
I think that I could be woken up through normal means.
Yeah,
if I
you
remember
could,
correctly.
if you like touch him or something like
You
that.
slap him a little bit.
Yeah.
Wake
let
up,
me
you
know.
lazy ass. Come on. We're in the middle of combat. Jeez. Something like that. Oh, use your vicious hurl some vicious remarks.
When you hit a creature with Eldritch Blast, you can push the creature up to 10 feet away from you in a straight line. It doesn't say
nothing.
size.
All right. I'll investigate if it because a lot of times they have a rotter for that stuff.
Yeah, I'm
So,
picturing like a
yeah.
massive creature.
Yeah. I mean, can you?
If someone uses
I
an
don't know.
action to shake or slap the character away.
Got it. So it takes an action to wake you. Fair
Yep.
enough.
Yep.
Oh, otherwise, what's the duration?
A while.
A minute.
Okay, thank
Oh.
you. Okay, so that was Flatter, and it is now Gashar, who's still sleeping. It is
Sleeping
now my
Roland.
turn. Okay, so actually, he doesn't get advantage or disadvantage because since you're sleeping, he has advantage to attack you,
So it's even.
and so he has disadvantage, so it becomes even. So he's going to go forward and he's going to try to bite you.
No.
No.
So do I lose my dexterity then?
What's that?
Do I lose my dexterity?
I think they just have advantage
Oh,
to attack
right.
you.
So I'd get my normal armor class because the
I-
advantage rules would have normally.
Yeah,
been
you know,
a benefit.
and actually, I don't quite 100% remember that. So I think when you're unconscious, when somebody want to look it up real quick, unconscious, I believe that I just want to make sure we get this right.
Conditions: unconscious, incapacitated. There's a condition for that.
I would assume that's what you.
Unaware of surroundings. Dropped my stuff. Falls prone. Fail strength, dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls have advantage. You mentioned that. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
Okay, that's what it is. So I'm assuming that they just get your armor class.
There's the incapacitated. I should probably double check that one.
D&D 5e is they do a lot of stuff to simplify the game. So let me just make my attack. All right.
I just can't take actions or reactions.
Right.
That's
So I rolled a 17 and I have a +5 to hit. So he's going to hit you. And it's considered a critical hit, right?
Yep.
This is not going to be good for you.
no.
So he's going to do. Oh, but I rolled super low.
No. All right.
So he did 9 points of damage to you.
You are now awake.
And the minimum I could do, again, which is 1 point of acid damage to you. I did pretty much the least amount of damage I possibly could do to you. So you take 9 points of physical damage and 1 point of acid damage. Now you are in its mouth. It lifts you up. You're literally in its maw. Automatically. So you see the
And wake
Ankhead
up screaming.
lifts him up and you see him. He's like, whoa. Anything that was in your hand when you drop unconscious is on the
That would've
ground.
been the
So your
quarterstaff.
staff is on the ground. But good thing you have unarmed strike.
True. And another quarterstaff attached to my backpack.
Yeah, I believe that you have to. I believe that. Feel free to look up that you have to get away from them before you can strike. But I do not know if you can. If you don't have like a small weapon, maybe you can attack. Please look that up.
All right. What's the condition?
You are considered grappled.
Okay.
All right, and so right now that's Colin. It's your turn.
All right. Colin is going to move a little bit closer. Move about 20 feet. And I'm going to use the spell Chill Touch. It's cantrip.
Nice.
It's got 120 feet range.
Go for it.
Does a D8 necrotic damage.
All right. I believe they're injured though. Does it do more than that?
It can't regain hit points.
Got it.
Until the start of my next turn. But
That's what I wanted to know.
Interesting call it under grappled. The condition would end if the creature is removed from reach, such as when a creature is hurled away by the Thunder Wave spell. Just throwing that out there.
Or
4
Eldritch
points of
Blast.
necrotic damage to it.
What's that?
Thunderwave's going to hit
4
you too.
points of necrotic.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know how much damage those do. Either of those. So,
All right.
careful.
All right. That was Colin. That brings us to Waif.
Wave was just going to blast again. Hit a 14 armor class.
Hit a 14 armor class. That I'm gonna just double check to make sure I don't tell you the wrong thing, but I'm pretty sure. Yes, that hit it exactly what you needed.
All right. 10 total points.
All right.
And it's blasted back 10 feet again, which should knock Gashar
Yeah.
loose.
Not Gafar. I'm thinking
Jafar.
Jafar.
Jafar? No, not Jafar.
One of my favorite bad guys. I love
Oh, yeah.
Jafar.
They also don't have anything in under grappled about changing anything to attacks. It just says that your speed becomes 0 and can't benefit from any bonus to speed.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Is there a pin condition? How would it, do you have to do that separately? Because remember they used to do the grapple, then pin, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
I don't know. There's got to be a way.
There's
To,
incapacitated. So I imagine if you grappled somebody first and then you could like bind their arms, then they'd be incapacitated and then they couldn't take actions or reactions.
I'll let you look that up. In the meantime, that was Waif. That brings us to Flander. Flander, this creature is thrust back 10 more feet as
Okay.
Gashar lands prone on the ground.
And I'm going to run up to Gashar and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
All right.
And as a bonus action, I'm going to give him Bardic Inspiration.
All right. What are you casting on? What spell are you casting? Cure Wounds?
Cure Wounds, yep.
Okay. And you get Bardic Inspiration as well.
Yep.
Nice. Perfect. All right.
Okay, so
That was Flander. Perfect. It is now Gashar's turn. Gashar, you are prone on the ground, but you're feeling much better, so you're healed.
Yeah,
And you got Bardic Inspiration.
How many points did you heal?
okay. So it's 1d8 plus my
And Cheryl stand up.
nice.
7 plus. I think it's another +3 for my spell casting, so you get 10 points back.
Yeah, just confirm that that's the case before you say that.
Yep.
But yeah,
Double check, please,
Yep.
and I'll add it. That
cool.
that would bring me back up to full. Bashar will stand up then.
Yep.
and-
That's half your move.
okay, that's the move.
Okay.
It's half your move.
So I can move more.
Sorry.
And he'll sort of shake this thing off and the bite off and everything, and he'll take a step forward, spin his quarterstaff around, and do a dodge.
Yeah, you get 10 points
Dodge.
back. So.
Sweet. You are dodging.
That gives him disadvantage.
Correct.
Nice.
All right. And now it is its turn. He's back and spews out a ray, a line, a corridor of pure acid, reaching out toward Flander, going right through Gashar and right through into Flander. You can go 30 feet.
30 feet. Huh.
Wait, how wide is it?
It's 5 feet wide.
So wouldn't it be
It's
a
a
diagonal?
line.
A diagonal line?
What's that?
It would have to be a diagonal line then, right?
Yeah, I mean, roughly speaking, I mean, he could move to there too, but that's fine. But he's
Oh,
going
I
to
just
hit.
thought- No, sorry. To clarify, I thought you were saying that when you do a line, it has to be one of the cardinal.
It doesn't
eight
have to be one of
directions.
those directions. It just has to be a line through it,
Okay,
through
Good to
people.
know.
Yeah.
because I have a line attack as well.
Yeah. You can do it as long as you can see them. You are limited. The only time you're limited before is because you were going up the hill and then somebody was further back. And so in order to hit them, you had to go up where you couldn't actually see them.
You can arc it.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Spit softer.
Yeah. So this creature is spewing
basically
and when you do that, when the ankhead spits acid in a line, it's 30 feet long and 5 feet wide. Each creature that in the line has to make a dexterity save, please.
Oh,
Okay. I should have advantage. Yep,
You do have an
dexterity
advantage because you're
for dexterity.
dodging. Yeah.
Good.
That was actually pretty
okay, well,
damn
that's not so
smart.
bad.
Yep. Dex.
Drawing aggro.
Well, now anybody attacked more.
What'd you get for your?
I get a 12.
That's your best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Graham, what was your the healing? Was it 7 or was it 10?
It was 10.
All right.
Thank
So, let's roll. Okay, each of you are going to take 9 points of acid damage
Ow.
for failing because you both failed, right?
What was the target?
13.
Definitely
Yeah,
failed.
yeah, we both
Yeah.
failed.
Yeah. So
Oh.
you both take 9 points of acid damage. Hits you in the face. You can just feel it burning your eyes, like
And
The
Flander
goggles
goes
aren't working.
and Flander goes down.
Oh no.
Flander drops.
Yep.
Who grabbed those 2 vials?
I have them.
Okay.
All right. And then this creature burrows into the ground.
Yeah.
How did you go down already?
I don't have very many hit points. Actually, I think I didn't add when I leveled up.
Well, we should have been all healed up when we left town just like a little bit ago.
Yeah.
But did you get injured before the acid in this fight?
No, I did. I just don't think I rolled up. I rolled
Yeah.
more hit points when I leveled up. I think that was my mistake.
Well, maybe you haven't leveled up yet because you were back. You were back at
Yeah.
the cart and you didn't come
Yeah.
back. So let's
Yeah, I
take
got
a
up to
moment
second
now
level.
and
Mhm.
let's take a moment now, take a time out, and we'll level your character up so you're not actually down
Okay.
because you probably have more hit points than that.
Yes.
Okay.
You should have more.
Yeah, let's
So-
say when we had all that time sitting at the cart, and did you bother leveling up? No. What did he do? He's like playing his music. He's like a real musician, right? All they do on their time off is like drink beer.
I was
drink
composing tales of valor and heroism.
Oh, he was working.
I'm thinking about like his mom. He's like, Lander, did you level up yet? Mom, I'm playing music.
I'll do
Oh,
it later.
Mom.
I'll do
God,
it later
Mom.
today.
You're really okay. Go ahead and level up, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
All right,
So-
we're back. Flanders now has the right amount of hit points because he actually did level. He leveled everything up but his hit points. That didn't take too long. That was good.
You're at half.
All right, you're sitting here with this hole in the ground just disappeared. What this egghead's doing, where it went to, what it's going, you have no idea. What are you going to do?
We still in initiative?
Yeah, we'll go around one time. That was the egghead. Let's go to Colin. What are you going to do?
Colin, he doesn't see the Ankaheg.
No, it literally just you see it kind of like dies up. It goes, just dies in the ground. It almost goes to the ground as if it's like swimming.
Right. So he's kind of looking around. He's figuring that it probably is hungry and it might come back out. So he's kind of, turning around and looking at all angles and just trying to, seek out where it might be coming from.
Are they ready actions?
There are ready actions. You can do that. You guys have to be very specific on what you're going to do. So what are you thinking, Colin? Give me something, or you can always.
Colin is going to basically, I don't know if he can use investigation to see if he can figure out like where the ground is maybe a little bit more flexible or maybe feel the
No, but you
vibrations.
can use survival. You can try survival to see if you
Okay,
can
I'm
determine.
not trained in it, but I'll
Yeah,
give
give
it
it a
shot.
roll. See if you can.
Yeah, no,
What'd you get?
a 2.
You got a 2. All right. So, and then you're not proficient in it or anything. So you got a 2.
No.
Yeah. So you're like, nope. I ain't
Where'd he
got
go?
nothing. I ain't got nothing. All right. That brings us to Waif. Waif, what are you going to do?
Waif is going to jump up on the cart.
All right.
Classic
And,
move.
well,
Classic wave.
Classic Waif.
Yeah. And ready, Eldritch Blast thing pops up. I'll blast it.
All right. That's Waif. That brings us to Flander. What are you going to do, Flander?
Okay. It has disappeared.
Yeah.
And
Well, it
I'm-
went into the ground. So it didn't
Yep.
vanish like magic. It just burrowed.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
I am going to give Bardic Inspiration to Waif.
All right, Waif, you are now down with Bardic Inspiration.
I have a hero point too, or something, right?
You do well. You have inspiration.
Inspiration.
It allows you to at one time affect any 20-sided die on the table and force it to be advantaged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I just remembered that.
Is that what Bardic Inspiration does too?
No, Bardic Inspiration adds a D6 to a dice roll when you use it, and you can
an
just
attack
choose
roll or any of your decks or any of your ability or
And how long? Oh,
or
okay.
saving throws.
how long does that last? Because you said that you gave it to Gashar.
I think it's 10 minutes.
Did I
Is it
lose
10
it,
minutes?
or
Yep.
do I still have it?
Well,
still
you
have
can
it.
only be one person at a time, right?
Is
Bardic
it?
Inspiration. I believe when you
That's what I
cast
was
it, the
guessing.
original person
Yeah.
doesn't get it anymore.
Okay, well,
We'll have to check. I would assume so.
Okay,
Otherwise it'd be
yeah.
like, man, you get Bardic Inspiration.
let me
You
double
get-
check that because
Yeah,
it
it's
was just
the
a bonus action. To...
the Mighty Hall of Spells, just handing it out like candy.
I was hoping.
All right,
Okay.
that was Flander. That brings us to Gashar. What are you gonna do?
Oh, you can use a feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier.
Per day? Is it per short rest?
When you per day, long rest.
Okay.
Long rest.
Yeah. When,
Okay, so you've done it, used it twice now.
okay.
Okay, and it lasts for how long?
And
10 minutes. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Good to know. So what are these? Are these like ridges here? I see a couple of dark.
Yeah, they're kind of like they're like ledges. There's a drop here. We'll say there's 10 feet drop.
Okay. Wow. So it sort of scoops up.
Yeah, so you're kind of a little mound, right?
It looked like there was a guy sort of like embedded into that
Yep.
on the other side of it. That's why I'm really
Yeah,
curious.
he's laying in the kind of in the dark area, the shadowed areas. Yeah.
And then second question, is there rocks that are on the ground here? Like the part we're standing on is like dirt, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can find loose gravel and rocks anywhere. Probably the biggest size you're going to find is just about half your fist size.
Okay. So there's no like actual like rocky part
No,
of the
when
terrain.
the creatures break out of the line, I mean, it's mostly dirt and gravel that comes flying up.
Got it.
It's not like giant boulders.
All right. I will also take a few steps over to this. I'll just sort of climb up a little bit on the grass. I'm a little higher.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
feels more safe, away from the bottom of the ground. And I will ready an attack. If it comes near me before my turn, I will attack it with my quarterstaff.
All right, Colin, it's your turn.
All right. Colin will also kind of move up kind of near the base of this one. And I'm looking around just once again, just trying to see if I can get an idea of where it might be coming up or
Got it. That is Colin. That brings us to Waif.
I will ready another action. If it pops up, I will blast it.
Perfect. That brings us to Flander.
I too will ready in action. I will pull out my long sword, and if it comes out, I will smack him a good one.
All right. You sit around for about 30 seconds waiting for anything to happen. And in that time, nothing has happened.
Kishar will go look around the corner at this deceased individual then. Does it look like they're in the ground?
No, it's a dead body that has been pierced with probably what you're guessing is goblin arrows because they're very similar.
Or crossbow bolts?
Or crossbow bolts, yes, as we've determined. And but that particular one has a letter that is addressed to him. But unfortunately, it's mostly stained in blood. You're able to make out a few pieces of information, though. Looks like this is a letter that is asking for assistance to be guards, and it is addressed from Nundro Rockseeker. Something about guards, something about Waterdeep, and something about Nundro Rockseeker.
I recognize that last name. So these folks here are presumably guards, but maybe not that good guards.
Well, they're mostly dead.
They're mostly
If you're depending on where you are with
Do you have a chocolate pill? Anybody have a
Yeah.
chocolate pill? All right.
I am
Well.
a dread pirate Roberts.
That's a pretty good scene.
Every scene in that movie is a good scene.
Every once in a while, I do bellow out, "Everybody move!" It works.
Top 5 movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
Every time I can do it and make it rhyme, I will yell out, "Anybody want a peanut?" Because I have to. It's one of my failings in life, but I'll accept.
Well, I'll
Okay.
tell everybody that I found this letter from Nundro Rockseeker. I can't make anything out. Maybe one of you can read this more.
It's been pretty stained up when it's blood. You just basically say it. You can see it's from Nundro, and you see it's a letter that was sent to get guards. That's all you can see.
Asking for reinforcements.
You're not sure. I mean, who are these people and what they're doing here? You're not sure.
All right. I'll search them a little bit more, actually.
All right.
Is that an investigation?
Yeah, give me an investigation roll.
All right. Let's see what we got. Still on the first die. It's an 8.
All right. You have an 8. You don't really find much else. You find a scattering of 14 silver amongst the dead.
All right.
Looks like most of their bodies have been plucked through, but whatever took things from them clearly took things pretty quick, because you find the fact that you find some silver on them means they didn't really do a thorough search, but they took the obvious things like their main sword or their weapon or whatever, but their armor is still on. They must have just grabbed whatever was there and left.
And we don't see any dead goblins around here?
No dead goblins at all.
Maybe they got eaten whole.
Maybe. You're not sure what that dead spot or that bloody spot in the center could have been caused with an egghead. Something, it was maybe eating the dead.
Yeah. Let's stay out of that spot in the middle.
All right. What are you guys going to do?
I give my 14 silver pieces to Flander.
Flander, your reward,
Party treasure.
14 silver pieces for party treasure.
Let's leave. I don't like it here.
All right, you're going to follow the river up. That's kind of the closest thing you have to a road now, is maybe following the river up the hillside.
Anybody disagree?
Yeah.
No, it
sounds
probably
good
makes sense.
for me.
All right, you travel up the hillside a little bit farther.
Is anybody injured? I'm still injured.
I'm still injured.
Do we have any ways to heal? We can do.
I can give you the potions of healing.
That's true. We can also do there's I forget what it's called. You can do an action, right? To do a hit point, a hit die.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do a short rest to do that.
That's a short rest. Got it.
You can do that. It's an hour rest.
Do you?
I'd rather save the potions for like for the middle of combat or something.
Sure.
when we need it.
We can take a rest.
You can take a rest
Just move away from the.
area and try that.
What do you say, Flander? The two of us take a quick rest, heal up.
I think so. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
All right, you travel. How far away from the site are you going to travel?
Let's travel for 10 minutes at
I was
least.
about to say at least 10 minutes.
Yeah, get out of the way of this thing, hopefully.
All right, you travel 10 minutes following the river. The river here is very it's very thin but sort of fast. It's coming down the hillside. It has a flow to it. And as you circle over the hill, you see a small halfling sitting waist deep, scrounched down in the water, looking like he's looking for something in the water. You see on the shoreline is a small bag or satchel that is there, but he's in the water. He's sitting down, so his waist is in the water, and his hands are reaching through into the water.
Is he noodling?
I don't know. You have to tell me. You're about say 100 feet away from him as you come around the corner and you see him there. He doesn't even see you or there at all. He's just busy. What are you guys gonna do?
You want me to kill him? What?
No. Maybe.
You gestured.
Oh, you should say something.
I'm not saying. You should say something.
Oh, yes, you should say something.
You want me to scare him? I will scare him.
Yes, that would be funny.
Or I could just play a little music to get his attention.
probably not a bad idea.
Mm.
All right, what are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna play a little song as I approach.
All right, you play a little song as you approach, and surprisingly, you get within like 30 feet before it even hears you. And as you get closer, you see that the fast stream, as it's rubbing against his body, you can see the churn, and he's probably fighting against a reasonable amount of current right here. But he looks up just at the last second and stands, and he has a pan in his hand. He looks over at you, and he looks up and he puts the pan up almost as like a shield. And he looks over the top of it, and he's like, "I have no money."
We're not here to rob you.
Where's that sack?
It's on the ground on the shoreline.
What's he
Okay,
wearing?
Zach,
What's
he's
the
got his
bottom
hat
half of
on.
him wearing right now?
He's wearing what looks to be some kind of leather, like a
Later.
leather pants legs that's strapped over his shoulders,
Oh, good.
and he's holding a pan in his hand.
See, he is dressed.
He's like, "Well, what do you? No one comes up here." He's kind of like inching toward the shoreline, but at an angle kind of away from you toward the shoreline.
Wait,
I think he'd be safe from the Ankaheg.
Mm.
what were you doing?
I was working.
We are strangers here, friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. we are actually on a mission of mercy for some friends of ours.
We're on a mission from God.
Well, sister, anyways.
Well, they were on a mission from God through the sister. Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Now for the music number. We'll do full Critical Role music number now. Slide from away. Yeah. Okay.
RESPECT.
Okay. So what do you say? The little halfling looks at you and says, "What? Oh, okay. I'm just working and I don't have anything. So you can just, I mean, do you need help with anything?"
Do you mind if we rest here?
There was an Ankaheg, an underground insect creature, back just a little ways over that ridge.
You walked up the trail. Always walk up the river.
It was next to the river.
They did not understand the river because the river trembles and they sense it. Always walk up the river.
They?
It
There are
killed-
more of them?
Oh yes, there's a bunch of them up here. Do not be, they are horrible.
It tried to eat me. Look, he points at his lower half. He's already gotten picked up, I think.
We were investigating. We saw
It
that there was
failed.
a cart and several dead humans that were there. We thought that they might have been attacked by goblins. We thought that they had arrows in them that were black fletched.
Yes, that was where the rock seekers were.
Okay.
They came in the night, I think, because I saw them when I left one night, and in the morning they were all dead.
Mhm.
That was 2 days ago.
Okay.
I did not dare to go near because I knew the Ankhed come there all the time.
Wait, were they humans?
They were humans. The guards you saw were humans. Yeah,
You
the ones
called them-
that had the water deep patch. Yes.
Yeah, the purple moon.
Yeah.
That's Waterdeep.
Mhm.
You said they were rock seekers.
Yes, the dwarves.
You said the dwarves are dead.
No, I said no. I said that they were there and they were camping. I warned them about the Ankhed, but they said they had a way to make it so they wouldn't find them.
They had a thumper. Oh, sorry.
And so they weren't afraid of the Ankhed, but they were on lookout because apparently they're the hyena knolls. The knolls
Oh.
come down.
Maybe it was knoll arrows then.
Mm.
I don't know.
You said it
Does have a familiar ring to it.
was the exact same
Yeah.
arrows.
Well, if they would have been
Mm.
short bow arrows, gnolls could have used those, and then they could have been the same for the goblins. So
The fletching was the same, though.
Now you think that those arrows were probably from the similar goblins that you had run into before.
Whatever they weren't friendly.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing to not have the Ankhed attack them, but that Ankhed has been around here. That has been around here for months.
Mm.
I saw him twice already.
We drove it off.
I said some bad things about its mother.
Maybe that's what they did too. Maybe they injured it and it ran away and they were confident it wasn't coming back. I haven't seen it in a while.
One of the men was turned inside out. Do you know how?
Probably the Ankhead.
Gross.
Those things just will scavenge anything.
Mm.
Oh, sorry. I'm Connor. Connor Bartlerum.
This is Colin.
My name's Colin.
Hi. Hey. So are you from
He's got the water deep sash on right here.
Yeah.
He's got the blue lion thing over here.
he's looking and he goes, "This Blue Lion. Are you from the Costa?
Neverwinter.
Costa? What?
Mm.
What? You're from Neverwinter?
Yes.
What? Well, he's like, he looks very confused.
Oh, I was going to return their goods, but they did not have any.
I would not worry about that so much.
Are
You're
you
going to rest here?
you came
you
up
don't
through
mind?
you came up from the mining trail. You must have came through Phandelin.
Yes.
You can rest here. I don't did you hurt the Ankhead quite severely?
I like to think so.
A little bit.
He gave it a bit of a
It probably
headache.
won't be back then. It only really attacks what it can kill. If it the gnolls have sent it away several times. So maybe that's what the dwarves did. Maybe they just attacked it once and sent it away. I don't know. But yeah, you can be on the shore if you want. I'm just going to work if that's okay.
That's fine.
Kishar
I have
says,
a question for you. Have you ever seen a flower? And then Colin will describe what we've been told. We've seen this usually growing out of rocky areas.
the buttercup flower
Oh,
In the
in
cave.
caverns.
no, I've not seen it. I only come up here up here to work. I have work to do. He has his pan.
What do you do? What is your job?
Exploring.
Exploring for what?
He takes a step back. He goes, I'm just looking. I'm a druid. He turns around and puts it, he turns it back to you and dips down. Druid.
Okay.
You said he's a druid,
He is a panhandler.
and you said his name was not
Connor. Connor Bartlerum.
It seems to me that what he's doing is a technique for finding gold.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
And he looks back and goes, that's stupid. That would never work.
He's panning for gold.
Oh, this mage hand is sacked towards him.
You're going to do that? All right. Are you going to try to do it sneaking?
No, I'll just start dragging it.
He turns, he lifts up, and it's almost cartoon style how he almost appears to run on top of the water as he runs running toward it. Hey! The water's just leaking out of his pants as he's running forward. Hey! But you're able to draw his little box, his little sack to you.
As long as it's under 10 pounds.
Yeah, it's just small. Yeah. All right.
I'm just looking at it.
You open, you see two little nuggets of gold, probably like the size of what would be considered a dime.
Yeah.
Yeah. They weigh maybe about 3 ounces a piece, 2 ounces a piece, something like that. Whatever little tiny bit of gold. They're not very heavy at all.
No.
They're just like flakes of like little pieces of gold, and they're not even that thick. They're not like
even
a
a
circle.
coin.
Yeah, they're like a little bit of weight. And he comes running out of it, and he almost all of his trepidation and fear has gone away as he suddenly runs at you full speed. He's like, "That's mine."
I see it didn't work very well.
You're gonna hand it to him.
Yeah.
He snatches it. He's about to almost the same height as probably your shoulders. How tall are you? I know you're small.
4'2".
4'2". So I think he's like 3'6". So he probably comes up to your shoulders and he snatches it like he's just wrestling out of your hand. Even though you give it to him, he just snaps it up and he looks at you and he says, "I don't know what you think you're doing. People have a livelihood to make." And he walks back and he's only to hit a big huff, and his pan is kind of hitting the ground as he kind of walks away in a huff.
So those whispers are laughing.
He's like,
Yeah.
he looks around and he's confused. Then he looks back at you and he does one of these deals. He looks around and he goes, and they basically looks at everybody else like accusing them of traveling with you, almost as if saying,
up on a rock.
why are you traveling with him? And then he goes back to his work. He ties his satchel real tightly to his side. But you think maybe he's lost one before, and why he keeps it on the side of his the stream there. But at this point he's not dealing with you anymore, and he's just tied to his side. He's going to risk it and going back in the water and start working. He kind of walks up about 30 feet up, trying to get away from you, and goes back to.
Does anybody want any wine?
I'll just
I still have one of these
find
Blue
a
Lion
defensible
bottles.
place in a tree.
Okay. You are able to rest for your hour. Nothing really happens. True to what Connor has said. You think with the Ankhead being injured, he probably won't be back for a while.
All right. Nobody
But I
wants
also
wine.
agree with
Put
what
it away.
Connor said, that probably staying near the stream is probably distorting our sound. So probably makes it easier for us to walk.
So for the entire hour, Wave will just like pick up small rocks, mage hand them up, and just drop them
All right.
on the.
So you're not going to take any benefit from the short rest?
I don't need to.
Okay. I'm just asking.
I
I am.
Yeah, that's totally. I'm just asking. And then what you're gonna like just mess with this stupid. He lasts for about 15 minutes before he literally just gets up and he just storms like in a huff. He storms up the
Oh,
river.
don't be like that. I'm just having a little fun.
As he
So
gets
sensitive.
like far enough away that he thinks that you couldn't do anything with him, but far close enough that he thinks if he yells you can hear. He looks back at you and he's like I would say to go to hell, but you're already there. He said he starts getting mad at you.
I will try and console him. I will say, my friend here was only curious as to what was in your bag there. We have no desire to take it. Your fortune is in no danger from us.
He seems to have he's reached his limit with Wave, and he's just gone. All right, you managed it. The rest of the hour you rest.
I healed up a few points. 4.
All right.
It's like Flander got 8. Nicely done.
Mhm.
Gashar stands back up, grunts a little bit. I feel better. Do you feel better?
I feel much better.
I feel great. Thank you.
Colin?
I'm good. All right. You travel up the stream, up to the hills, and you can start seeing above you. The hills are coming closer. You can see and up the hills, just a little bit of ways, you start seeing the cavern entrances, the plucking caverns. You think that this was once a vast mine and probably was being used by all these, and any one of these caverns may or may have the flower as you climb up it. As you near it, though, something is approaching. I want to give everybody a spot roll
Not just doing
because you're looking up the hill for the different. Oops, I'm gonna roll that. All right,
Nice.
what'd you get?
20.
All right, a Graham, what'd you get?
I got a 13.
Nice. What'd you get, Connor?
Let's see. I got a 13.
Perfect. That's exactly what I like to hear. You know, the DM loves it when everybody.
We've got a 4 if you care.
All right, what I want to have you do is I'm going to have you put yourself on the map, but I'll have you put yourself which side of the river would you be on? You can choose what it actually doesn't matter to me. You want to be on the south side of the river or the north side?
We're heading south-ish, right?
Well, you're heading south in general, but this is like think about this as being roughly
I was just picturing because it meant that we were on, I think, on the east side of the river before, and I would have
Mhm.
naturally just stayed on that side.
so you want to be on like this side of the river?
Yep.
Okay.
I think so,
So
yeah.
why don't you put yourself, let's put yourself right it right about here if you're following the river. However you want to be. You said you're staying close to the river so you avoid any encounter, right?
Yep.
Right.
That hurt.
Perfect. All right. Nate. Yashar, following behind, suddenly sees in this, and generally in this particular area here, and up here, he sees movement. He sees something tucked behind behind these little rock ridges, moving. It just as you come around past this hill, you come walking. So I'm going to allow you to put your character right here if you want, Gashar. As the rest of the people kind of walk ahead of you, you look and you point and you're like, say whatever you want.
Goblins.
All right, you say that, and when we do that, we're going to roll for initiative, and I'll show you what it is. The rest of you can roll for initiative too, but you're going to be waiting one round.
Yeah. Say, watch out! They're on the ridge.
Wait, what'd you get?
For initiative,
Yeah.
19.
Oh, way to go, Gashar.
18.
18. Colin, what'd you get?
Just rolled it.
You got your decks in there.
I got 19.
19. Great.
What's your dex?
I think it's 16. Let me double check.
Yep. So
That 14. It says.
that's why he's got 0.14.
So Colin's ahead of you. Okay, and then Flander, what do you get?
7.
Lucky 7. All right, let's see what I have here as I bring these
I'm
down.
sorry, I have a 14.
Yep, that's why it's 0.4.
I have 14 as well. That's fine.
You do a roll off.
Gnolls.
Yeah, he might have been wrong with the goblins, but he saw movement on a ridge, and that's what happened last time.
Yeah, gnolls are like twice the height of a goblin.
They're bigger than a person. aren't
Three
they?
times the size of yeah. They're like 7 feet tall.
Hey, they were hiding.
All right, what you see is feral humanoids that have dog-like heads and hyena-like heads, and they're kind of bent over. They're very big, almost large, but not quite large humanoids. They carry spears, and looks like right now they just carry a bunch of spears. They have several spears each. All right, and they are going to go after I roll my. All right, so Gashar, you get to go first as you see these creatures, and they are
Clearly not goblins.
yeah, they're not goblins at all. You see these gnolls,
So
and
sort of pop up.
they're kind of hunched down, and they have spears. They're about ready to pounce on the rest of your party, and you just happen to see it before anything happens. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to actually run towards them. The first one there.
All right.
And as I'm running, I'll yell, "Those are goblins. They're humanoids."
You might even know them as gnolls.
Yeah, perhaps. So he'll actually run right to here and unleash his breath weapon right across this line.
Nice.
You get both of those guys.
All right. What is my save?
Let's see. Breath weapon. Clickety. DC 12, I believe. Dexterity. Lightning.
Ah, crud. I made both of them.
Ooh. All right.
3 points.
Does it have it on there? Perfect. So half damage, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a 7. You're right. So it'd be
3.
3 points of damage.
Okay. Just as you heave back to explode on them, in that your lightning comes flashing back, you look at them and they kind of squint their eyes and they kind of jump to the side. Do you think that these creatures have probably seen a dragonborn before? They're kind of they know your tricks, even
Saw
though
me coming, huh?
even though you weren't able to they weren't able to jump out of the way completely. They saw you. They're onto you. All right, that brings us to them this round, and then everyone else will get to go next round. This gnoll here, he looks back and he yells, Anybody speak Knoll?
Is that kind of like infernal?
Let's see.
I
I
assume
gotta
not.
make an athletics check here. Hold on. Okay. This one slides down this ridge right here. It just kind of goes and runs at Colin. has his javelin or spear in his hand. This one's not so brave. He runs to here. He gets there. He can't quite attack. So you think he might even throw a weapon. These are going to dash. All right. The one on Gashar is going to run up and try to attack you with his spear. Oh, I rolled a 13, and their bonus is to. That is the Yankhead. That's not what they have. They have a +4. So they hit a 17.
Hits.
All right, and it does 1d6. It hits you for 5 points of damage. He runs forward, he runs forward with one hand and just strikes you with it. Kind of almost comes down on part of your shoulder. Doesn't quite do a whole lot of serious damage, but it does cut you and cut you pretty deep. He cut me, Nick. All right, Dave.
Give me a
Colin,
Nick.
this knoll here slides down and runs forward. And he tries to run you through with two hands, but he fumbles forward and trips and staggers and stumbles and barely catches his balance. You think when he slid down this ravine, he kind of landed wrong and he popped up and his knee kind of buckled and he's just like, all right, this knoll here is going to run up and he takes one of his spears, and he reaches back, he thrusts it at you, he throws it. And he's going to miss you. All right. That brings us to the round refreshing and to Colin.
All right. The one that is kind of still standing up, Colin is going to basically cast a chill touch spell against him. It's a cantrip.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step back.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that would allow him to get a attack of opportunity on him.
Okay,
But if he-
5-foot step.
There is no 5-foot step in this game.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you can
but-
disengage as a bonus action if you're lucky.
Yeah. A lot of creatures have bonus action disengagement,
Mm.
but Colin doesn't.
He
However,
doesn't.
if you're doing an attack, are you doing an attack spell or a savings throw spell?
It's a attack spell, and I don't.
Because you have a person next to you, it's going to be attacked with disadvantage, I believe.
Mhm.
Okay, so then I have to roll it again.
Yep. And tell me what your lowest of the two is.
Ooh. First roll.
What's the second one?
The first roll would be the low one then.
First
Alright.
one was 13, second was 22. So
All right. So 13 is your total.
Yeah.
All right. You miss. Their armor class is better than 13.
okay.
These guys are wearing hides of some sort, probably from the animals they slaughtered up in the hillside.
There's no touch AC anywhere.
There isn't. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now that I've done my action,
It's very, very basic rules for
Yeah.
some ways, which
will
I can
take a
appreciate.
5-foot step.
All right, you cast a spell. If you do that, you're going to be attacked. I'm just letting you know
Oh,
because you've already used your action. So some people can get disengage as a bonus action, but you don't get that.
Okay.
You can do that though. Yes, you can move to there as long as you stay within your melee range. You can run all around them. Okay, perfect. That is Colin. That brings us to Waif. Waif, you see all this happening all at once.
Can I move to here?
Yes, you can, as long as you are on that side of the ravine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Actually, okay, yeah, that is where I want it. And I will do Eldritch Blast on the one that's right in front of Colin there.
Are you moved out of the way far enough that it no longer has cover, so you can go on and make your attack?
That was the idea.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of earlier with the 8 cardinal lines was the cover.
Possibly.
rules. Yeah. Line of sight.
18 for 9 points of damage.
Oh,
Whoa.
Thrust 10 feet back. So blast it into that other guy.
All right. At 10 feet would be right to here, but yeah.
Perfect.
No, it's
Yeah, that's right angle.
Let's see. Yeah, I would say it's there.
yeah.
Okay, so you're throwing it's thrown back. It has these big giant eyes, like it's like whoop. All right, that was Wave doing hellacious amounts of damage. That brings us to Gashar. Gashar, you saw these creatures, but they were fast. They just run all over the place.
All right. Well, I'm gonna attack it full attack here. Basically, I'll take my quarterstaff attack and that one, and then I'll follow it up with an unarmed strike. So 15 for the quarterstaff.
That hits.
Perfect.
God damn,
11 points of damage. On that.
Oh my goodness!
And I'll swing. Does 14 hit?
No,
All right. Well, let's tries to follow it up again with a kick and
you
whips the kick
clock
once
him
again.
with your you're using the +1 staff.
Yep.
All right, you
Excellent.
the little little white-headed flail, smacking him in the temple. All right.
Excellent.
That is a Gashar. That brings us to them. And then Flander will be the cleanup. All right. First of all, I will have this one who just got belted. They forget that. And it's going to grab, since he's going to take his spear, he's going to grab it with 2 hands and just try to thrust it right into your face.
No, thank you.
Oh, and I rolled a 16.
That will hit. Yeah, but hopefully not in the face.
No, the face, not the face.
Dodges, gets it in the shoulder.
All right. He's using a spear with 2 hands, which can do more damage potentially. He does max damage to you, dealing 10 points of piercing damage.
Maybe he did catch me in the side of the head. That
He literally
to 0.
The thing looks
down.
and then
That's 15 points already in this fight.
Flander, this thing looks at you as he pulls the spear out of your downed Gashar. He looks at you and he's like, do you speak Knoll?
I do not speak Knoll.
So what he says is, all right. That is Flander. Oh, wait, I got my other 2. These 2 are going to run up to here. This one's going to go 5, 10, 15. This one runs to here, and this one is going to try to drop down and lands prone. He falls down, taking 4 points of damage. He tries to do what his friend did, but as he does so, he kind of slides. He kind of jumps down, and as he slides forward, he gets kind of clipped and falls forward and lands kind of as on the side. He's like, all right. These 2, though, this one's going to run up to Colin, and he's going to try to stab Colin in the face. Oh my gosh. Last round was great. I'm rolling 2s at every roll now. And then this guy is going to go. What are you using? What's in your hand right now, Colin?
Nothing.
Okay. All right. This one, Wave, this Knoll just runs up to you. It's all I can do.
Okay.
All right. That brings us to Flander. It's your turn. You have 2 Knolls right in front of you, and you have a down Gashar.
Mm-hmm. I am waiting to cast Healing Word on Gashar.
You're going to cast Healing Word?
Yep.
Okay, I believe Healing Word is a bonus action.
Yes, it is.
So you get an action now.
Okay. Then, as my action, I'm going to that one that goes rip, 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 and me. I'm going to go rip, 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 yourself, you big ugly pig dog, and that will be the Vicious Mockery.
Is Vicious Mockery a cantrip?
Yes, it is.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, he takes 4 points if he misses his saving throw.
Okay, 13 is my save or 14?
13.
Oh, I'm going to fail my save. How much damage do I take?
4 points.
Okay. All right. Ugh. All right.
What?
Run.
Okay, actually, it's plus my, so that'll be 7 points because that's plus
Oh.
my, that's plus my spellcasting modifier.
Thank you for telling me. 7
Yep.
points.
Mhm.
So you
Yep.
did 4 points, so 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And healing word on the other guy.
Okay. And how much healing do you get back?
Okay.
24 plus your, is it 24 plus your bonus?
Yes.
Yeah,
much does
1d4
he get
plus
back?
bonus.
Do you want me to roll?
Okay. No, I got it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, he gets
Ooh,
10 points.
Oh, wow.
Oh no, it'll be 7 points because it's 1d4.
Yep,
Seven
so,
points.
so
Ours is
plus
a
3. So that, so that's
Perfect.
Okay.
Points. Thank
so
you.
you get
7
you get
points
7
healed.
points.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Wakes back
7
up
points
again.
healed. Yeah, you kind of your eyes pop open and you see just as you see these gnolls, one of them's kind of staggering and comes forward as he got his world rocked by these vile and vitreous words. Bad dog, bad dog.
Yeah.
All right. That was Flander. That round refreshes. Colin, you have 3 around you, although the one behind you is actually focusing more on Waif than on you.
All right. I'm going to try to flee out of that area.
You're gonna disengage.
I'm going to disengage.
All right, where are you moving to?
I'm going to move first at this angle. So like my feet are probably getting wet.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go 5, 10, 15. Now I'm getting probably wet.
That's until you get to the dark blue areas, you're not
Okay.
in difficult terrain. So.
Okay. 20, 25, 30. And right there.
All right.
Whoops.
All right. So you're running up there instead. All right. You run up there. All right. Perfect. You disengage. That is Waif. Waif. You look up and you see Colin leaving you with these 3.
She just told me to do that.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm just telling you that's what you see. I know what you're probably planning on doing.
So can I move to here?
To where? Yep. As long as you are basically, you're kind of sliding across the back wall. As long as you haven't left the 5 foot areas that you're attached to that person, you can move there.
Can I get all 3 of those with my cone?
Yes, a 15-foot cone.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
All right. Burning hands.
Nice.
All right. What is my savings throw?
I will tell you in just a second.
it's a dexterity save.
Yeah, these guys' dexterity isn't awful. I'm going to tell you. Their dexterity is +1, so
DC 13.
13. Okay. So the one closest to you
Save for half, I think.
fails. The one, nope. So this guy passes. The one who's prone, because he gets an advantage, I believe. Or does he get disadvantage when he's
Yeah,
prone?
you're right. Yeah.
Does he get advantage or disadvantage when
3d6
he's prone? I
Well,
passed
it's not
it.
a ranged attack. It's an area of attack.
Yeah, but does area attack give you disadvantage or advantages when you're prone?
I don't know.
Let's find real quick. He has a disadvantage on attack rolls. An attack roll against the creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature. Otherwise, attack roll has disadvantage. So it's not attack roll. You're casting a spell. So I'll say I'll investigate further, but I don't see anything offhand. It says that it gets anything either way. It made it save. It rolled a 17. So all right. So how much damage did you
I
do to it?
suppose it makes sense. So he's like flattened back. And,
Yeah. How much damage did you do?
11.
And half of it, I take half damage, right?
Mhm.
Okay, which would be 5. All right. That one who's prone is
And-
pretty bad off. Yeah.
Looking as demonic or diabolical as she can.
Nice. That is Gashar. Gashar, you're prone on the ground. And I think we've determined that standing up does not provoke an attack of opportunity unless I know otherwise. I don't know if that's true, but
I think that was consistent with previous weeks that we've played.
Yeah.
He will stand up,
all right.
and then the top one here is what I've been attacking before, correct?
Yeah, the other one is actually the one below it is pretty bad injured. Actually, the one next to you is more worse injured.
This one is
Yeah.
the more worse, the south,
Yeah,
southern one.
that was the one that you blew a fire
hit.
blast at and a couple things. Yeah,
And hit him with the quarterstaff.
Yeah.
Got it. So they got ran around.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep attacking the same guy.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do a attack action
Go
with
for
my
it.
quarterstaff once again,
Go for it.
and I hit a 9, so that misses. And then I'm going to spend a key point on patient defense, which allows me to take the dodge action as my bonus action.
Nice.
Nice.
So I heard you missed that person?
I did.
Okay. All right.
I only rolled a 9.
That's all right. And that brings us to that was a Gashar. That brings us to them. All right. Both of them are attacking you.
All right. I have dodge. Any attack actions are at a disadvantage.
Okay. Well, let me make my first disadvantage attack on you. The first one. Ooh, I rolled a 17 and 18.
Yeah.
So he's going to hit you.
Dang it.
And the second one,
It's gonna be like a 3 and
I
2.
failed. I rolled a 1 and an 8. If you would have had a different
I know, just
combination,
split 'em.
yeah.
I knew it. I knew it as soon as you said that.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. All right. So you're going to take minimal damage, though. You're going to take 4.
All right.
Not quite the least amount of damage, but pretty low.
Still up. Gashar's wavering now.
Okay,
Guys can see
that is okay. That one knoll is dead. This knoll here is standing up, and he's gonna run to here and attack you. And he hits armor class 11.
Misses.
This one, who's never been down, gonna run to here and attack you. Ooh, I rolled a 13.
That hits.
13 hits. All right. You're going to take the 8. Another not that great a roll. 4. Hits 4 points of damage against you. All right. You're kind of hit by both sides of these knolls kind of have a pit. They're like stabbing at you as your back's up against the wall there. All right. That brings us to Flander. Flander, what are you going to do?
Okay, well, I'm going to take out my
killed one, though?
longsword.
Yes.
Yeah. So you get
I get 5.
5 bonus hit points.
Mhm.
Nice. I want that.
Flander, what are you going to do?
Okay, just give me half a second here. I'm going to attack with my longsword,
All right.
and I'm going to use. I want to use my cantrip True Strike, and so
True strike.
and that just gives me. And yes, my attack with.
So that is your true strike is an action. So that was your action, and you can run up. to it.
Okay. Okay. So
Perfect. So
then I've done that.
he has true strike on this one.
Mhm.
So you know.
Yep.
Waif. He put true strike on that one.
Yep.
All right. That was Flander. That brings us to Colin.
All right. When I'm up on the ridge, the one that is closest to Gashar,
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Chill Touch.
This one here.
Let me take a look here. Yes, that one.
Okay. All right. And so, and you is it an attack spell?
It is
All right. And what armor class did you hit?
12.
All right, 12 will not be enough. These guys have some leather armor on them, and he kind of hits part of their armor, just glances off, and they don't even acknowledge you. They're so fixated on killing. They think they're gonna have some dragon meat
Yeah,
tonight.
this big skeletal hand, it looks like it's undead, kind of appears and tries to touch him, but it doesn't.
Waif, you are surrounded, and you're not quite in a position where you and Flander get flanking.
That doesn't matter. I don't have physical attack.
You could though. You have a melee weapon, right?
I have a dagger, but
You can also get an attack of opportunity, or you can disengage and climb up the face, but it requires an athletics check of 10.
yeah, that's not gonna happen. She's not athletic. So I can cast a spell with disadvantage.
If it's a ranged attack spell, you get disadvantage. Otherwise, you can just cast a spell. If you have like a spell that just they have a savings throw to, they don't get a disadvantage to that. It's only if you are doing a ranged attack.
All right.
Yeah, you have to decide.
Yep, I will cast flame burning hands again.
Burning hands.
Yeah, I can't get both of them.
All right,
so-
you're just gonna cast the burning hands on the knoll. Go on. You have that many spell slots?
I do.
Perfect. Go for it. What's my save?
13.
Oh, I rolled a 1. Yeah.
Can you critically fail a save?
You cannot do that anymore.
Mhm.
Dave, in a way, I appreciate that in some way, respects, but at the same time,
15 points of damage.
this creature is nothing
Incinerated?
left but a charred dog. You
With its
think of a
feet
hot dog
backwards.
that's been left on the stove for like an hour. That's a lot. This is
And she looks over at the other one that's left.
Yep. And your temporary hit points are restored if you had lost any.
Yes.
So you're up back
I
at the
did.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That
She
is
shudders like a pleasurable shudder from
nice.
gaining those points.
I'm gonna let you roll me an intimidate roll.
She
I wanna
feels
see-
the quickening.
Yeah, it's not really considered an action, but I might, just because you're giving a look, I might react to it, depending on.
An intimidation roll.
Yeah, just give me a basic one.
Natural 20. So yeah, she's just like,
That's hilarious. All right, so wait, it's
Yeah,
not really
that
your
seems-
action, but I'm going to use it to
That's-
it's called the rule of cool.
That
Yeah.
seems legit.
All right, so that is Wave Gashar.
All right. I think I'm going to try the same thing this round. He'll do the quarterstaff attack and then
Trip and do the
let's see.
bonus.
Yeah. So see if I can actually hit him this time. 18. That'll hit this time for 7 points of damage.
7.
Yep.
All right. Down he goes.
All right. And then for
Down
my
goes
bonus
Fraser.
action, I'm going to spend another key point for patient defense again to go do the dodge action once again as a bonus.
As a bonus action. Sweet. All right, you are dodging. All right, that is Gashar. That is their turn.
What did Colin do?
Colin goes. He hit the beginning of the round. Did I skip your turn? Did I apologize if I
missed the
did?
ghost touch on the top guy.
Oh,
I thought he had done something, but I apologize.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did one ghost touch.
Wait, that's when you take 30 minutes to do your turn.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I see it. I see it.
gonna have to edit out like half of that. For those of you at home, if Wade's turn was like 5 seconds, I've actually raised 2 children in less time than it took her to make that one turn. But
It was effective though, wasn't it?
it was, hey,
She
it worked,
turned around and just
it worked really good.
Very well thought out.
Okay. This creature is just disengaging and heading for the hills here. So I'm going to do his movement. I don't think he can do this as a bonus action. That's a goblin thing. So let me double check. Okay. He didn't have any.
You got the bard cackling over there.
Yeah. This one here, you are dodging, but I still think you can get an attack of opportunity. So he's gonna do a bonus action and just, or not do a bonus action, but do a disengage action. These guys are taking off. They're like, nope. Half our party's gone down. I got some crazy demon child that's just flaming everybody. I'm out. All right, that brings us to Flander.
Okay. And Flander does vicious mockery on this one here.
Which one? Thank you. All right, my
this
saving
one
throw
here.
is 13, right?
Yep. And don't come back, you filthy canine bastard.
He's going to fail. I can't believe I failed that. How much damage does he take?
He takes 6 points of damage.
3.
Yeah, plus my modifier.
Points of damage. Let me move the map.
Oh, you said plus what?
Plus my modifier.
I...
My spellcasting modifier, so it's 6 points.
I didn't really get that last little part on the map, but it's okay. Hopefully people can forgive me that I have not quite got all of that. I got the players and stuff, but I didn't quite get the
Oh, the running away Noel.
running away Knowles,
hmm
running to stand still. I kind of thought I had everybody up on the map, just good to go, but not quite. Sorry about that, everybody. All right. I was so interested in my game, I forgot to look over here. I messed that up. I'm sorry. I apologize. So I'll try harder to make sure I look at the map. I'm sorry. All right. So can you tell me how much damage did you do? I apologize.
6 points.
Thank you. All right. That was Flander. That brings us to Colin. Do you want to do anything
Yep.
with these people who are now on the map?
Colin is going to move first. He'll move to here. And then he is going to cast Chill Touch against that knoll that was running away at the top.
All right. And I have a saving throw as an attack. Chill test an attack, right? Yeah, go ahead and make your attack. I'm starting to get the hang of this down. It only taken me.
Nice.
What'd you roll?
18.
18. That'll hit. How much damage do you do this guy?
Max.
8.
A D8.
Nice.
8 points of damage.
No, I have to.
If
Did
we
it
rolled it for
roll
you.
I
Yeah.
rolled it for you.
Oh, beautiful.
All right. 8 points of damage. So, all right.
You max damage. on that one
Nice.
too.
All right. Way to go. All right. That was Colin. That brings us to Gashar. Are you going to do anything, Gashar?
Isn't it wave?
It is Wave. I forgot. So I'm going to take a nap. You let me know when Wave has decided what they're going to. I'm teasing. That was a tough situation you were in. I know.
Eldritch Blast.
On the one by the river.
15.
That will hit.
Did I hit the wrong one? Oh, no. I lied. 10.
Armor class 10.
It's not.
That does not hit. So it does not get blasted. All right. That is Wave. That brings us to their turn. If you want to pursue after this, then we're going to move to a skill check tree to actually do chase scenes. So instead of, constantly chasing them down, we're going to do a skill check challenge to do that. It's much easier than going round after round off the maps, but this we'll do one more round. And if you haven't killed them, they're going to do that. So now they're going to move fully off the map. So they move effectively off the map. So people at home, they actually move off the map. I have no more map.
We can't see them either.
So they have moved a total of 12 more squares from here.
It's under 60 feet.
Yeah.
So if you're counting, that's
They're down here.
however far you were away.
This is where they're at. And I believe the map you guys they're still on they're on the ghost squares, right? Can you see the ghost squares?
Oh, the white ones? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The people at home can't see the ghost squares. Ooh, you're in the ethereal at this point. We're going off the paved road.
Can we see them?
Yes, you can see them.
Okay.
Yeah.
My range is 120 feet.
Right. I'm saying this will be the last round.
Okay.
And
All
then
right, perfect.
and then
I just want to make sure.
yeah. And so we're going to give you one more chance here. Flander, your turn.
I'm going to hold my action.
Oh, perfect. That is Flander. The last round before we move to Colin, are you going to do anything against these?
Yeah, Colin can still see him, and his chill touch
So
is about
120
120 feet,
Nice.
so he should be able to basically still do it. And he's going to basically.
Yeah, they're 90 feet away from you right now.
Yeah.
Like what do it? Is that to hit roll, right? Go
Yeah.
ahead and make your to hit roll. Come on. What'd you hit? Armor class
11.
11. Not enough. 11 is not enough. All right. That is Colin. That brings us to Waif.
17 for 7 points of damage.
All right. You fire, your blast just goes. Whoosh. Just the guy's running.
And he launches him 10 feet.
And his dead body just flips around, landing on the ground 10 feet away. That other creature, I'm going to make a GM call, and he gets away. That other last one runs away. All right, leaving this mess to clean up. All right, with that, we're going to end tonight. You've survived the Ankhead. You survived this encounter with the gnolls. You survived the multiple encounters you had in Phandelin, despite the fact that they weren't so deadly. But you found out some information in Phandelin. You found out that there's supposedly rumor about a red brand rogues.
First impression.
Yeah. You also believe that the family that Colin came to save, they might have been, the father might have been killed, and the mother and the children are missing. So
Possibly
that's
related to these Red Branch people.
that's the rumor going on. You know that your two companions are ill. They're sick. They've dropped and they are barely hanging on to life. But this Sister Grail is looking after them. And if you return back a flower, this buttercup flower, a special type of buttercup flower that's inside of the mines that are in nearby mines, she believes that she can make a potion or an elixir that can rescue them without having effectively a magical cure, which she doesn't have. You're going to be in trouble and won't be able to heal them. So your bet ran off up the hill to fetch a pail of buttercup flowers. And so we'll find out next week if you can find that buttercup flower in time, or does Cameron and Eric arrive to dead characters. I'm just imagining them logging
I hate
in.
when that happens.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully they have a stack of bards. They can
It's a stack of bards. Yeah. So we'll see everybody.
Hide behind it.
We'll see everybody next week for the next adventure. Until then, be safe, have some fun, and we'll see you then.
Click follow.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, all that goodness. Thanks, and we'll see everybody then. Bye.
Thanks.
So wrong.